gotta have a Wawa. Wherever the day takes you, Wawa is your energy headquarters for drinks to power up and stay energized all day long. Wake up with a Wawa coffee or your favorite energy drink. Grab a Red Bull Watermelon or Monster Ultra Watermelon to power up your day with a big burst of flavor. All the energy drinks you need, all in one Wawa run. Make Wawa your energy headquarters today with an energy drink or Wawa coffee. Gotta have a Wawa.
New Year's resolutions. We all make them. We all break them. That's why your small business needs more than resolutions. It needs solutions. And you can get them with Comcast Business. Whether you want to work more efficiently with fast, reliable internet and advanced Wi-Fi, make your business safer with powerful cybersecurity solutions, or stay productive with 24/7 support. We've got the solutions you need for your business to get there. So make this year's resolution better solutions. Bounce forward with Comcast Business. Get a powerful and reliable internet solution from Comcast Business starting at $69.99 a month for 24 months with a 3-year agreement. Plus, get free installation when you order online. And for a limited time, ask how to upgrade to get a $500 prepaid card. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com today to find out more. Prepaid card offer ends 1/24/21. Restrictions apply. Limited to new Comcast Business Internet and One Voice Mobility customers. Early termination fee applies. Equipment installation, taxes, and fees extra. Subject to change.
Progressive presents The Sounds of the Old World.
The year is 2019, and someone is waiting for the previews to start in a movie theater.
Hey, you want anything? Popcorn? Soda? No, nothing?
This has been The Sounds of the Old World.
Brought to you by Progressive, where drivers can still switch and save like it's 2019.
Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
DraftKings, the leader in one-day fantasy sports, is here to put you in the center of this week's sports action. Playing daily fantasy sports is simple. Just pick your lineup, stay under the salary cap, and see how your team stacks up. Download the DraftKings Daily Fantasy app now and use code KJZ. For a limited time, new customers can get a free shot at millions of dollars in prizes this week. That's code KJZ. Only at DraftKings. Make it rain. Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
For the one standing guard. For the eagle-eyed. For the knights in shining armor. And for all those who support them. We are Grainger, your experienced safety partner. Offering supplies and solutions for every industry. Committed to helping keep your facilities safe. And your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com/safety, or just stop by. Grainger. For the ones who get it done.
Fact. Filing your taxes with TaxAct can feel like a cash explosion. That's because TaxAct helps you get your maximum refund guaranteed. And TaxAct costs 30% less than the big guys, which means more of this. So if you want a cash explosion of your own, switch to TaxAct. File for less and get more. Start for free at TaxAct.com. 30% less claim based on comparison of TurboTax and H&R Block. Federal pricing for deluxe and premier consumer online products on December 4th, 2020. Restrictions apply. See TaxAct.com for complete details.
These days, it's okay to do some things halfway, like wearing your pajama bottoms on a work call. But managing your prescriptions shouldn't be one of them. That's why CVS has a proprietary search tool to find ways that may help lower your prescription costs, and will deliver them for free. No wonder CVS customers are better than most at staying on prescriptions, which tends to make you healthier. Come in or call today and get a free prescription savings review at CVS. Savings vary. Not all patients eligible for savings. Delivery restrictions apply. Visit CVS.com for details.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Whether you rent or own, Geico makes it easy to bundle home and car insurance. Having a home is hard work, so get a quote at Geico.com. Easy.
Listen up, football fans. I've got the perfect way to make the playoffs even more exciting with a same-game parlay bet, only available on FanDuel Sportsbook in partnership with Valley Forge Casino. A same-game parlay bet lets you combine multiple bets from a single game to win even bigger during the playoffs. You could combine the money line, the over-under, and player props all in one parlay. And FanDuel's letting you place a same-game parlay bet risk-free. All FanDuel customers can get up to $10 back on your bet if you don't win. The playoffs are the perfect time to give one a shot. FanDuel is the best. I could find the bet I want so easily. They offer the best promos and specials every week, and they get your winnings lightning fast. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up to get started. Use my promo code Natalie. That's promo code Natalie. Current customers are all set. Check out Same Game Parlays, only available on FanDuel Sportsbook.
Must be 21 plus and present in NJ or PA. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Max refund $10. Terms apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now, back to the John Kincade Show intervention of the Philadelphia Eagles on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Everybody get relaxed. We are here. We are together today to try to remedy the situation that has become the Philadelphia Eagles organization. 610-632-0975, and we welcome you into the opportunity to speak directly to the Philadelphia Eagles organization. A gentleman asking on social media, how do you know they are listening? How do you know they're actually listening?
We're looking at them.
But look, they came here today. Bob, they came here today wanting to learn. This is almost like a focus group that we're having today. And it's your opportunity to be a part of it. You can come on, make your statement. You can speak directly to the Philadelphia Eagles. I loved hearing from Darren earlier. But 20 years old, Darren must do well for himself because he was buying Eagles season tickets at 20.
I was trying to scrounge up $150 to go to the NFC Championship game. I wasn't buying season tickets. Good on you, Darren.
Darren must be doing well.
I guess so.
Doing well, which is great. You have your opportunity again if you want to get in with us, 610-632-0975. Also on social media, at 97.5 JK Show. You can send your thoughts there. We will get to them. And I have another emailer who wants to get involved in the conversation, john.kincade@bbgi.com, if you wish to share your thoughts there. I do want to say one thing. I had to go under the hood yesterday, and Mr. Laurie, if you don't mind, we invited you here today to listen because of the fact that I know things have been great. And Darren's dad's comments to him in the first segment of the show today led me to this. I saw his email yesterday, and then I just went back and researched. Do you realize, Mr. Laurie, that you have presided over a top 6 winning franchise since you've been the owner of the Eagles? That's impressive.
Very.
That's a neighborhood, Bob, that that's an aisle of the store that we've never shopped in. And for the Eagles to be there means Jeffrey Lurie knows. Mr. Lurie, you understand what it takes to put a winning franchise on the field because you've done it and you've delivered it for this town. It's just gone a little off the rails, sort of like the Rich Kotite era. A little bit off the rails. Everybody has these moments, but one thing I know about you, Mr. Lurie, is you've corrected them. When you've had those moments, you've corrected them.
Yes, and it's why we're talking top 6. It's why you could throw around gold standard back in the day and not be laughed at immediately about that. The reason for all of this is your own doing, is the success that you've built during your time here, Mr. Lurie, that you have raised the expectations of your fans to sustain that. And it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. And now it's gone a little bad lately. That's why we're trying to get you back to the good, get you back to the success, get you back to being the person that you were to build it up to the ultimate point of February 4th, 2018.
Yeah, I mean, that's when you become a successful franchise, you essentially make your bed because you have to live up to that and it has to be pristine and you have to maintain that. And look, being a successful franchise means you have to continue being a successful franchise. And I don't think anybody's happy with the direction it's headed right now.
Well, it's clear he's nodding his head. I get it. He's hearing this.
Yes.
He's listening. Now, I was surprised that during the break, Pat Egan brought out a cup full of his cereal mix.
Oh, you got the cup.
And he brought it over. No, he brought it on over to Howie. Howie's enjoying.
Oh,
he seems to be enjoying. What is that? A Cocoa Puffs?
It's Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Cinnamon Toast Crunch and then Cocoa Puffs mixed in.
No marshmallows.
Where's
today.
my cup
they
today?
don't deserve it.
Do I get a cup today?
I mean, if you want one, I'll
I was
share.
asking for one.
Yeah, you promised one.
I mean, today we're all family.
I wanted to try.
He already brought you in crumb cake.
That, by the way.
Oh my God!
By the way, Mrs. Egan.
Hello.
Spectacular with the crumb cake.
It's Miss. She's single.
She's
and
Miss?
looking for love.
She's looking to mingle.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very available.
You can call her by her first name, John.
No, I can't. I
Sure
haven't
you
met her
can.
yet. I haven't
Pat
met her
does.
Yet.
T-Dog.
I haven't met her yet.
She's T-Dog.
I will not do
It's
that.
affectionate. T-Dog.
610-632-0975. Eric in Central Jersey. Eric, the Eagles are listening. What do you have to say to them?
Mr. Laurie, as an Eagle fan, lifelong Eagle fan, over 30 years, I just have to say Carson Wentz is our future moving forward. I'm happy with what you did as far as the Peterson thing. You have two great candidates out there in Dabble and in Arthur Smith from Tennessee that worked with quarterbacks. We've seen it. Let them do that. Let them have influence on the draft. Let them get their players. Howie, you could help out, but when it comes down to it, let the coach do it. We need that weapon for Wentz at 6. Devonta Smith, if you're there, take him, Jeffrey. Let's go.
Here we go. I think Eric, very succinct, very direct at 610-632-0975, offering direction. I do wonder, and Howie, I see it on your face. Why does everyone address Mr. Laurie as Mr. Laurie and they call you Howie? I understand it can be a bit annoying. It can be a bit annoying. You can address him as Mr. Roseman if you wish. Maybe if you're younger than him. Maybe that's the idea.
Yeah, sorry, you haven't earned that title over the last few years. You're just Howie right now.
He's just Howie.
It's somewhat affectionate.
Yes, it is. Yes.
You're like that little brother to a lot of us, or that favorite uncle,
right?
Maybe. I don't know. Not favorite. You're that uncle.
He's an uncle.
Yeah,
maybe a creepy one.
You're just Howie. Embrace it. You're just Howie.
You are not being as welcoming as I wish today, Jamie Lynch, to our guests.
I'm sorry. I need to work on myself. I need to work on me.
That you would do that. I'm asking you that you would be a little more. Look, we want you guys to stay, and we do not want to hold you against your will. Philadelphia Eagles.
I'm sorry. I got to work on me first.
And all the concerned people who have joined us today over our shoulders. If you're watching on YouTube, if you are watching on Twitch.tv,
and that one guy's really concerned.
We have concerned people that are looking over the shoulder. They're all very like central casting too.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, they are.
The people that Coach invited today. It's like Models Inc.
I saw the one guy in a Cure Auto Insurance commercial.
Wow, it's amazing. We did not hire these people to come and be concerned. They are concerned ticket holders. That's one of the things. The Eagles can search just by my last name and know that I buy tickets. They had Darren speak. We just had Eric speak. People, these are consumers. And I think that's something that the Eagles may have slightly lost sight of, because they have a consumer base that is rabid for their product.
Yeah, we might not be in Lambeau, with a certificate saying we're part of the ownership, but you're nothing without us. And I say us as the collective fan base. We have a ownership stake in that team, and it's in our heart. It's it's not a stockholder certificate, but we are your franchise.
And Pat, nobody is here to walk away today.
No.
We're not looking to break up today. We're not looking to have this relationship end. We're looking for this relationship to get better.
Well, I'm looking for it to end with one person. But with the owner, no, I want him to improve. I want, if I didn't care, I would have just slept in.
See?
But I didn't. I'm here.
You're a sports talk radio host. You wouldn't sleep in or oversleep or anything like that. You're a professional. You wouldn't do that.
A professional's a stretch for me, but I appreciate it.
You're showing up for work.
I've been a professional for I don't know how many years. I've never, ever, ever been late for a day.
Okay, now something is going. You just jinxed yourself. Mm-mm. You know you just jinxed yourself.
It'll never happen. No chance, no way.
That will never happen.
Never.
Okay, a lot of people. We are glad you're listening on the 97.5 The Fanatic app. We see you. We hear you. If you want to send your statements, you can. John.Kincade. Learn how to spell Kincade, especially when you want to tell management how much I suck or something. John.Kincade at bbgi.com. Make sure you're listening on the app. And we love The app traffic has been way up, and we're glad of that. You need push notifications, too. So when things happen around the station, there's breaking news or otherwise, you're getting alerted to it right away. The biggest interviews, we give you a little heads up, and it flips you right to your app just by the push of a button. It makes it really easy. We appreciate all that you're doing there. So, and remember, too, all of our television viewers, we love you all, too. And we're getting a lot of people watching the YouTube show. So YouTube, and just search 97.5 The Fanatic. Once you search us, you'll find us. And then you can go watch the show later. We are all, by the way, today.
I think it's incredible.
Thank you very much. We are in Eagle gear today. Every one of us wearing some form of Eagle gear. And I could go to probably 10 pieces of Eagle gear, from a pullover to a rain jacket to one jersey, which, by the way, I would just like to show this for the YouTube listeners.
Number 11. Carson Wentz. It's a collector's item.
I only have one, and I never have multiple jerseys. I have one.
Oh, that's your rule?
Yes.
Really? So if you went out to get
I pick a player, and that's the player I choose to rep.
Yeah, I only have one, too.
And I choose to rep Carson Wentz.
Interesting.
Because I've had a lot of people, the people that I'm meeting in my new hometown, which is my old hometown, as I meet them coming home, you're pretty tough on Wentz. I've heard from a couple of you. You're pretty tough on Wentz. I said, I love Carson Wentz's game, and nothing would make me happier than to be cheering at Lincoln Financial Field for him again at the top of his game.
Okay.
That's what I want.
All right. You're going to have to prove that to me because I don't believe you now.
That is the ending to this story that I want. I want Wentz victorious again. That's the ending. Whoever the new coach is, if the plan is not to go forward with Carson Wentz, I'm not happy.
Okay.
Now, he has to do his part of it, but I'm not happy.
Well, the quickest way to correct this derailment that we're on is for Wentz to correct himself.
Correct.
That's the quickest way out of this nosedive.
Carson, we tried to get Carson to come today for the intervention. So we sent a note to some of his favorite emissaries. We slipped them a note and asked them, could you please get Carson to come? Carson would not call us back and would not send us an email.
I think he actually has a restraining order against Egan.
So I'm not sure what that is, but we're expecting at some point in the show today that Carson will slip us a note. He'll slip us a note, or someone will speak on his behalf.
You're bad.
Mike in Chicago, the Philadelphia Eagles are listening. Mike, what do you have to say to them?
Jeffrey Lurie, I'm the biggest Eagles fan you possibly can imagine. I followed the team since 1971. Which is almost 50 years, 50 years. And I live in Chicago. I go to my Eagles bar every week. In fact, I went when nobody was allowed in the bar, and there was only a couple of us there. So I love my Eagles, best team ever. Loved the Super Bowl. Was one of the happiest days of my life. Shed a few tears. But you have to do one thing. You have to get rid of Howie Roseman. Howie has single-handedly destroyed the team. Bad draft choices, getting involved, thinks he's the smartest guy in the room. And you know what? He's not.
Oh, wow. Well, Mike, Howie, don't leave. Don't leave.
It might have been the alcohol talking there, Howie. Sit down, buddy.
Because Mike did say that he's been in the bar in Chicago.
I didn't know it was as of a couple hours ago or not, but yeah.
Mike in Chicago was being visceral. And that's what this is all about today. Consulted with Dr. Phil yesterday. He said, this is going to get visceral. It's going to get visceral unless we have people that are paid to tell their story on here, which some of those shows do, but it's going to get visceral sometimes.
And we got to talk to Jeffrey and Howie. You both hear it. You heard it in Mike's voice, right? Right, John?
He's choked up.
He sounded like he was going to cry.
Yes.
That's the emotion that that is the emotion that your team filters to your fans. You two have lost sight of that. You need to hear this. Howie, I know it's going to be tough because there's going to be a lot of people calling for your head today. I have a feeling. But you have to sit. You have to take it. It'll make you a better person.
I think it's clear, Mr. Lurie, that you're keeping Howie Roseman since you brought him today to sit on this couch. I think it's clear that Howie's sticking around. So as an audience, we have to understand that it's all right to voice our displeasure with Howie. I mean, he came today to listen. He came to listen. He's open to listening. He knows he's going to take some bullets today. He knows it.
Well,
but he's open to it.
Part of listening is comprehending and maybe addressing some changes that need to be made from that. And that's the whole point of this. And hopefully, Mr. Roseman, see that?
Look
I didn't call you
That's
Howie.
very kind.
Yes, I'm improving myself.
During the break, I did get a little tea and crumpets with Mr. Laurie out there, and he did ask if you could stop the Jeffrey. He didn't find it. He doesn't find it very funny.
No,
he doesn't find it very funny, and he says, from one spoiled rich kid to another, he asked that you would show him a little more respect.
We're in the same tax bracket,
But
basically.
the best thing is Mrs. Egan's crumb cake.
Oh, he was a big fan.
I think Howie was going to walk off with Mike's call.
T-Dog could save this franchise.
But it was great that Mrs. Egan's crumb cake is what kept.
It broke the seal today. You know, it's awkward. Look, it's awkward. If anybody ever been involved in these things, they know that they're coming in to get an earful today from us, from listeners, from fans of the team. It's not easy. And when Egan came in with T-Dog's crumb cake, I mean, it was just like, did you see the smile on Howie's face?
Oh my gosh, it's great.
It was,
and I don't think Howie. I don't think you've smiled much lately.
No, he
You
hasn't.
haven't smiled much lately, and I get it.
Look, and I'm mad at Howie, okay? And honestly, if I'm being frank, I didn't want to give him some
the
coffee
crumb cake.
But,
You did not. Now you're calling it a coffee cake.
Yeah, well, whatever you want to call it. I didn't want to give it to him.
It was delicious. That's what I'll call it.
Absolutely,
I'm trying to be a bigger man. It's hard for me to do
I
at this
don't know,
height.
genetically, I think that's against
it's
you.
a stretch, but
That's an option, maybe.
Limb lengthening. I've looked into it, but look, if he was nice enough to come, then I'm nice enough to give him some cake.
I love it.
You're
I
a
love
good
that.
man.
You're a very good man. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. I have an interesting email to share. And by the way, I've gotten another one in. So john.kincade@bbgi.com. You can give your written plea. And I have an interesting one that I'm going to share. But our own Devon Gibbons, literally smooth as silk. I got to tell you, I heard him and Jamie Lynch on their show last Friday night. And, you know, you hear Jamie. Jamie is visceral. Jamie's Philly. And Devon is like he sort of delivers sports with like a smooth jazz angle. I mean, it really is. It is smooth. Devon, the floor is yours, dude.
Jeffrey, just 3 years ago, we were so excited after a Super Bowl victory in 2018 following the 2017 campaign. 2 playoff appearances in 18 and 19, and now where we are after a 4-11-1 football season. And while you did move on from Doug Peterson, the issues with the coaching staff and all, I understand the frustration with him if he did not present the proper coaching staff to move this franchise and this offense and this quarterback in Carson Wentz forward. I get the move. I get the departure, and maybe it was, in fact, needed. But for you, as an owner, who, yes, it's your team, and you have to also understand that this is the city's team, and for you to meddle in decisions that are being made about things that are happening on the field, in the war room as you're getting ready to make a selection, I'm fine with you being involved in the process. But when it comes down to it, please allow the people making the decisions on personnel to do so. While you have this coaching search and you are conducting it, please do your part, of course. It is very important for you to feel comfortable and for the candidate to ultimately express exactly what you want from a coach to lead this organization into the future. I get that and I respect that because this is your team. But I need you to back off, let the football people make the football decisions and get this thing right. Howie, this one is for you. If you don't want to head back to that storage closet that you were in when Chip Kelly came to town and pushed you out of power, and us to look at you and talk about your mistakes in personnel decisions, you also need to get this head coaching selection right. This is your third one Under your regime, this needs to be the right choice. And by the way, I know that you are a football person, air quotes, but again, let the football people that you hire do their jobs.
I think the man stated it very, very well there. And Devon, one piece of crumb cake. One. We're trying to live. We had a lot of people coming through the party today. I know you work late at night a lot of times in the paint.
Yeah.
After the Sixers
I'll
games.
see you tonight, Devon.
Not a lot of food remaining.
In
the post.
He's not used.
You always want to say in the paint.
Well, I guess
I get.
You know what it is I'm dying for the Sixers to operate more from in the paint. That's why I really would like to see a little bit more of that.
Tonight we get in the crease though.
We have in the crease
in
with
the
Jason Martinez?
No, with Devon.
With Mert? Oh, it's in the crease.
No,
tonight.
Mert's probably got a 10:45 puck drop somewhere.
He probably does. I liked the Devon, I think, put it out there succinctly. And again, I really appreciate that Howie Roseman's sitting here and listening.
Yeah.
Because he's taking, it's as if everybody's coming and giving advice to Mr. Lurie, but they are coming with some knives at Howie. But he's listening. He has the respect enough to listen and to sit here and and I think he wants to get better. He doesn't want to be a laughing stock in this town.
Howie and I were talking on the break, and I said to him, is this hard to do? And he said, no, I don't reach success. You don't reach a level of success without continually learning throughout your career, and it's a model that I go by, John. I never want to stop learning, never stop listening. And when Howie said those words to me on the break, I think that's what he said. He did have some coffee cake in his mouth at the time, but I'm pretty sure that's what he said. And it seems as though he is really accepting of all the ideas that he's going to hear, and some of them are going to be quite harsh, but he's open to it.
What was interesting is I showed Mr. Lurie, Pat, the morning show digs right now, like where we meet and everything, and he said that is actually worse than where Howie got exiled to by Chip Kelly.
It's not great.
So it's not. The space isn't the best.
So I mean, look, in a way, I feel bad for him, but he's got to clean it up unless he wants to go back there.
Yeah, he does. We have a lot coming up for you. This intervention is your opportunity to speak directly to the Philadelphia Eagles. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. I've got a heartfelt email, and you never know who's stopping on by. Plus, Jamie Lynch will take the floor. Impassioned, powerful dialogue coming your way next. It's the John Kincade Show. And I want to remind you that the law firm for injured workers is Martin Law. Visit PAWorkInjury.com.
This is the John Kincade Show intervention of the Philadelphia Eagles on 97.5 The Fanatic.
New Year's resolutions. We all make them. We all break them. That's why your small business needs more than resolutions. It needs solutions. And you can get them with Comcast Business. Whether you want to work more efficiently with fast, reliable internet and advanced Wi-Fi, make your business safer with powerful cybersecurity solutions, or stay productive with 24/7 support. We've got the solutions you need for your business to get there. So make this year's resolution better solutions. Bounce forward with Comcast Business. Get a powerful and reliable internet solution from Comcast Business starting at $69.99 a month for 24 months with a 3-year agreement. Plus, get free installation when you order online. And for a limited time, ask how to upgrade and get a $500 prepaid card. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com today to find out more. Prepaid card offer ends 1/24/21. Restrictions apply. Limited to new Comcast Business Internet and One Voice Mobility customers. Early termination fee applies. Equipment installation taxes and fees extra. Subject to change.
From collegiate to professional sports, the sports calendar is in full swing, and there is no better place to get in on all of the action than with DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, to celebrate this year's football playoffs. DraftKings is giving all new players the chance to bet on any of this weekend's professional football games at, get this one, 100-1 odds. You can't beat that. That's right. All you have to do is bet $1 on any football game this weekend, and if your team wins, you cash $100. Listen, if I'm leaning one way and I look at what the slate is for the start of the weekend's playoffs, download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code FANATIC when you sign up to get 100-1 odds on any football game this weekend. That's code FANATIC for new players to get a shot at $100 on any football action this weekend for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older, Pennsylvania only. Restrictions apply. In partnership with Meadows Racetrack and Casino, see DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
From shredding to printing, the UPS store does every ing for small business. And this holiday, when the other guys are closing, we're doing another ing altogether, opening. So while we're busy notarizing and copying, consulting and mailboxing, packing and shipping, well, they're not really doing much of any ing. Opening this holiday, the UPS store. Every ing for small business, all in one place.
The UPS store.
The UPS store franchise locations are independently owned and operated. Services, pricing, and hours may vary. See Center for details.
New year, new budgets. Every small business has unique needs, and when you partner with a Dell Technologies advisor, you get real-time tailored advice. They'll even give you a free consultation on your servers and storage devices to develop a custom solution to help improve your company's productivity. Plus, get special financing with Dell Business Credit and big savings on business computers with Intel Core processors. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
Dealing with a dead battery? Head to AutoZone. They offer free battery services like free battery testing and free battery charging. Their free battery testing can help you know if you need a new battery or if you're in need of a fresh charge. And if you do happen to need a replacement, they've got reliable batteries starting at just $79.99. And they're the only place you can find proven tough Duralast batteries. So next time you're having battery trouble, head to AutoZone, your battery solution and America's #1 battery destination.
Thinking about life insurance? What if you could make one free phone call and learn your best price from nearly a dozen highly rated, price-competitive companies? Well, that's exactly what happens when you call SelectQuote Life. For example, George is 40. He was getting sky-high quotes from other companies because he takes meds to control his blood pressure. But when I shopped around, I found him a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $25 a month. I'm SelectQuote agent Dan Savino. And believe me, if SelectQuote isn't shopping for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 800-723-5220. That's 800-723-5220. 800-723-5220. Or go to SelectQuote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Or price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Listening to this Allstate commercial about savings might be the hardest thing about getting those savings. Save for simply becoming an Allstate customer. Save more for adding DriveWise. And save even more for driving safely. Visit Allstate.com or contact your local agent for a quote today. Allstate. Minimum effort, maximum reward.
Not available in every state. New customer savings based on early signing discount. DriveWise is an optional feature. Savings vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Hindsight is 20/20, and 2020 was a brutal year that for most of it felt out of control. But you know how you can be in control? You can be in control of your job, your career. Yes. In 2020, my computer career helped more people start IT careers than ever. Don't look back with 2020 hindsight next year and see yourself in that 2020 job. Take control. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
Let's get it done with new coffee choices at Dunkin'. Try the new Explorer batch. That's an adventure in every sip. New Dunkin' Midnight, a richer dark roast with hints of chocolate, or new extra charge coffee that has 20% more caffeine from green coffee extract. Order ahead on the Dunkin' app. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer.
Do you own or rent your home? Sure you do. Fortunately, Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. It's a good thing, too, because having a home is hard work. Go to geico.com, get a quote, and see how much you could save. Geico.com. Easy.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Eagles fans around the city, around the world, continue to feel frustrated, continue to feel disappointed. but continue to feel love for our birds. Many times, the only way to get through to a loved one is to sit them down, share your thoughts, and give them some tough love. Today, we sit our loved one down, the Philadelphia Eagles, for a long time coming intervention. This is the John Kincade Show intervention of the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's continue.
7 a.m. hour of the John Kincade Show on this very special Friday. As the Eagles organization sits and listens to you, is driven by AAA. Wherever the open road takes you, take AAA. Let them ride shotgun with you. You'll always be protected. We set it up again for you, just give you a little idea about what we're doing today. We thank the Philadelphia Eagles organization for agreeing to listen today. We really appreciate it. I understand it's the most cooperation we've gotten from the Eagles organization in the mornings in a long time. So we really appreciate them choosing to listen today. I kid. I'm the new kid in town. You know. We welcome the listeners to have their opportunity to just address. You don't interact with us today. You speak directly to the Eagles organization. You get your visceral responses. You get your visceral responses across at 610-632-0975. You've heard impassioned pleas already. You heard from Darren, a 22-year season ticket holder, who named his daughter middle name Eagle. If that isn't love, if that isn't passion, nothing is. Nothing is. But now, it's important that Jamie Lynch gets his opportunity and seizes the floor. And Jamie, you know they're listening. They're right here enjoying Mrs. Egan's crumb cake. But another piece, by the way, Jeffrey. It's multiples. The floor is yours.
Jeffrey and Howie, first I want to thank you for coming here today and listening to us, your consumer. We appreciate that. I'm here because I care. I'm sitting here in a Super Bowl 52 champions quarter zip shirt, which brings me fond memories every time I put it on because it was one of the best days of my life. But you've hurt me recently, and I think you need to understand that. Now, everybody's going to throw daggers at Howie, and I don't want to throw daggers. Jeffrey, you need to understand and realize he's the problem with the Eagles right now. From the loose lips and the leaking to the media to painting narratives about certain players and certain situations, it has to stop. No successful organization has such loose lips. The past 3 years and the draft picks and the arrogance has led to failure. And I'm not even going to look to the salary cap situation because I always think there's a way to wiggle out of it. But the draft situation is why you are where you are. When you have aging players and you try to keep the band together, I get that. You have to realize that was a mistake and you need to correct that. And the only way to correct that is to get a pipeline of youth in your organization that is talented. And the arrogance, ever since Super Bowl 52, has led your general manager, and perhaps yourself, Jeffrey, to having smartest man in the room syndrome, Brian Colangelo syndrome. And you're not going to win trying to outsmart the rest of the league. Sometimes the obvious play is the obvious play for a reason. You need to listen to your scouts. You need to concede the war room to John Dorsey. And you need to trust your scouts. They do the work the entire year long. And for you to blow them off is an arrogant, obnoxious move. And we need you to be better. We need Howie to step away from the war room and let somebody else take control because the last 3 years has not been good enough. It's a failure, and I love you, and I see my young daughter on the cusp of fandom, and I don't want her to go through the struggles I had to go through for 38 years before we got to the top of the mountain. Please, please get Howie out of that war room. I love you.
Gentlemen, just sit. Howie, little uncomfortable over there. Bob, I mean, you can see it. How you can see the uncomfortable look on Howie's face because, Howie, I'd like to say, and I think Bob will back me up on this, Jamie is not calling for your ouster.
No.
He's calling for you to move into a different role with the organization.
He's calling for you to step back, and when I give my dissertation later, it may be similar to that. Step back. We don't need to hear you. We don't need to see you as much. It doesn't mean we don't love you. It doesn't mean this organization doesn't need you right now. Whether they do or don't, you're going to be here anyway. But the best part of Jamie's speech right there was when he said Jeffrey's name the way he did. I mean, Mr. Laurie started to stand up. I had to. I got out of my chair. I almost had to go refrain him.
Pat, what I liked was Jamie Lynch starting with, "I am one of your consumers."
Love that.
I know you are a ticket buyer in this town. You are a guy who buys tickets.
Yeah.
You're a guy. I think that's the one thing we're all trying to get to, right?
Yeah, and
we're customers.
Yeah, and if you're not buying tickets, you're a customer in the sense of you're spending your time every Sunday, spending your time with the Philadelphia Eagles. You know, and you don't want to think about your time being wasted. What I loved about Jamie's speech was he made it personal. He's bringing up that the fact that when he looks at the jacket that he's wearing, it brings back good memories. He brings up his daughter and raising her right. It
got very personal.
Yeah, this isn't a situation of, this means something to us.
I did think he was going to get into the fabric on the pullover, though. I thought there was a line coming like, this is a nice little nylon cotton mix that is
well, it was custom made. The Lynches don't go to a store and get these things. They're custom made.
Models be damned.
Yeah, well, I got this from Modell's, actually.
You actually hired the seamstresses from Modell's.
Yes.
Him and Brian Colangelo would go to the same place in Bologna, Italy.
Well, Jeffrey.
Nice college.
I just need you to know how weird it is that Howie Roseman is on the cusp of hiring his third head coach.
Rich man to rich man. I will tell you here, a trusted name has told me that that he is saying that there is not fire raging, but to just keep our eyes on Joe Brady and the Philadelphia Eagles.
Makes sense.
Keep our eyes on the situation.
Really?
Well, if you want to be a puppeteer still, you go with the 32-year-old, right?
Be alert.
God. I mean...
Well,
look, Dan Orlovsky was raving about him.
I know, I hear you.
And Dan Orlovsky said yesterday,
Don't be a year
late on Joe Brady because you will wish that you hadn't been.
Those are big words.
Those are big words.
Joe Brady makes me feel like I've accomplished nothing in my life because we're the same age. And I'm hanging out with you jagaloons, and he's ready to take over a football team.
I love it when part of our own family we've already heard from Devon and Natalie earlier today, when part of our own family decides to let their voice be heard. The Philadelphia Eagles are listening, and our own Rob Motti wanted to also have his say in the conversation today. Rob, the floor is yours.
Good morning, guys. Dear Jeffrey and Howie, listen up. You got me to wake up early because I really need you to hear these words. You have the most passionate fan base in the world, Jeffrey. I told you that on Monday. I've known it since the first day I sat in my 700-level end zone seats at the vet, and I heard things no kid should ever hear. There are so many adjectives I can use to describe this fan base. Stupid is not one of them. You can use the national media all you want. You can leak false information to create a myth that you want to sell as truth. And many people are going to buy your stories. And some who believe your narrative will use it to attack your quarterback for comments he didn't make and decisions he hasn't reached. But you know what, guys? The truth always comes out. And more players around the league and more coaches around the league are going to realize you have a toxic environment that makes it difficult to sustain a winning culture. But you know what, guys? There's one story you can't spin no matter how hard you try, and that's your recent history of draft futility. 49 players drafted since 2014. 49. Only one has made the Pro Bowl. And that's the guy you wanted to get rid of before you had a change of heart. The numbers don't lie. regardless of how you try to sell it. And your fans are too smart to buy it. You will not achieve long-term success until you start to hit on your draft pick. Fix it.
Love it. Love it. Rob Motti.
Thank you, Rob.
Cares. He cares. He cares passionately. Howie was shaking his head, and Howie got up from his chair and whispered into my ear, and he said, has someone spoken to Carson Wentz? Because he says, I haven't heard a word from him in weeks. He was a little shocked at that part of it, but I got Howie to sit back down and to listen. I got him to listen. He says he just wanted to do he said if Rob knows how he could do a welfare check on Carson Wentz just to see that everything's okay. You know, he wanted to do that.
Howie asked me to ask Rob, is Carson around? Because Howie doesn't know. So,
Mr. Laurie, though, with a little bit of a cheap shot, he said light starch or heavy starch. I don't know what that meant, but it was
uncalled for.
Pros, Lowe's offers commercial cleaning supplies from top brands like Clorox, Zep, and Rubbermaid to help you stay clean and safe. So shop Lowe'sForPros.com and choose delivery or pickup in store. It's Lowe's, the new home for pros, U.S. only. We've got listeners that are a part of the John Kincade Show family. We're glad that they are early adopters of the program, and they want their say. So the Philadelphia Eagles are listening. Paul, in Weehawken, New Jersey, they want to hear from you.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate you guys having me on. This is really cool what you guys are doing today. The first thing I want to say to the Philadelphia Eagles is just thank you. The Philadelphia Eagles have brought so much joy to this city, so much joy to me. I had the pleasure of interning there, and it launched a great career for me. And the first thing that I would say to Mr. Laurie is, you know, that building does have a great culture, but I think the most important thing here is to get better at understanding the skills of your team. And the coach that you hire should have that in them too, where, you know, your team is the front office personnel. I think you need to cater better to what those people do, which really, you know, brings me to Howie, Mr. Roseman, which, you know, I think he does some really incredible things maneuvering in the league. I think the free agent signings are solid. I think really one of the only problems is the drafting. And, you know, I can give you some advice here. While I moved on as a Eagles intern, I always had a side hobby of just watching film and watching college football, and I enjoyed it. For the last 10 years, I've kept a little draft notebook of who I would have picked if I was sitting in the Eagles' position at the time in those drafts. And let's just say we'd have Russell Wilson throw into DK Metcalf and Justin Jefferson. We'd be picking Georgia Locas in the 7th round. So if you ever want to bounce some ideas off somebody, I'm always here to help. But I think the important thing here with drafting is to not outsmart yourself.
And there's Paul from Weehawken. And Mr. Laurie did say to me, get his number.
Yes.
He wants Paul from Weehawken's number. He wants to see that notebook. Now, he's going to have it carbon dated to make sure that it was actually not written recently. Jamie, Paul from Weehawken sounds like as much of a draft geek as you, which is great.
I mean,
I love draft geeks, by the way.
Yeah.
I geek out over the draft. I do not do mocks myself.
Oh, no?
But I love
I'll probably do one once a day.
I love mock drafts.
Well, I just don't understand what's the point of employing scouts if you're not going to listen to them. They're the ones grinding. They're the ones putting in the work. Trust them to do their jobs.
610-632-0975. Mike from Cherry Hill was kind enough to join us. Mike, the Eagles are listening.
Family, Eagle Nation. It was so awesome to see the revelry during that Super Bowl era. The spillage out into the streets of Broad Street was incredible. I remember it like yesterday. Family. So now look at you now. You broke and busted. You stink. Literally and figuratively. And pick yourself off the ground. You're a championship pedigree. And yeah, I know for right now, everybody think Howie, and you don't know what the hell you're doing. But you built thing up from the ground. Yeah, I know the last person said that you can't pick a winning player out of a whole lineup. That may be true, but you have the history behind you. You got the people behind you. So the first thing you need to do is stop listening to the silly talking heads that do nothing but try to tear you down on the radio. And people like Kincade and Buck that do nothing but tear down birds of prey, stay away from those guys.
Wow, he's even bringing Buck into it. My old partner. I mean, this is Mike. I mean, the great passion, though.
600 miles away, he's getting shrapnel.
I love the passion. I can assure you, Buck's hardly ever offered an opinion on the Eagles. I mean, on the Eagles. I mean, Egan, that was in passion. Now, gentlemen, I appreciate you sitting there on the couch. Mike was getting them fired up a little bit. This is where it gets difficult, guys. This is where it gets difficult. You're going to hear some people, and Mike gets visceral about this thing.
It's hard to be told that you smell physically.
Yeah.
So I appreciate them taking that.
I did not mean to do that to you on the first day either. I didn't realize that was out of bounds. I didn't realize. Or was it, it was Egan's pullover. It was actually
my hoodie?
smelling. I accused you of having that. I love that passion.
Well, it was funny because as Mike was going on, I looked at Howie and he looked at his watch and mouthed to Jeffrey, really, they're this excited at 7:15 in the morning, and I had to tell him. I said it's going to get a lot worse.
Are you listening on?
Better.
Are you watching on YouTube? Are you got Twitch TV pulled up? Are you listening on your 97.5 The Fanatic mobile app? We love it that you are a part of this, and the phone lines are open for you because we want you to be able to address the Eagles directly at 610-632-0975. How about Quaz in Philly? Quaz, the Eagles are listening.
Mr. Lurie, I want you to know I am not a season ticket holder. I represent the group of guys who used to sneak in the vet. Okay, that's me. I want to let you know what I am tired of. I am tired of the experimental drafting and switching. You draft somebody and then you use them somewhere else. That is bugging the crap out of me. I am tired of medical records trumping common sense. Every time y'all miss on somebody, y'all say we got medicals that nobody knew about. The doctors and the lawyers do not run our football team. I am tired of unorthodox structure in my coaching. I want a head coach and I want 3 coordinators who know what they're doing. I don't need a whole bunch of coordinators running all over the field, layer upon layer upon layers. I need coaches in here. I am tired of hearing about defensive positions that are not valued in a defensive town. I know you want us to be an offensive people, but this is a defensive town. True and true. Stop telling me certain positions are not valued on this team. I am tired of bad contracts hamstringing this organization. Enough with the thank you contracts. Say goodbye to these long-term guys who always think they got the whole season to get it together. Let's go ahead and move forward. I am so tired of this organization not using people who are passionate in their coaching tree who are right here in Philadelphia in front of your eyes. Why is not Trey Thomas my offensive line coach? Why is Seth Joyner not my linebacker coach? And most of all, I am tired of y'all overlooking Deuce Staley. He has served his time, and let the man go and get him some coordinators so we can get going. Thank you for listening, Mr. Lord.
Good job, Quaz.
That's the way you do it, Quaz.
So Howie just came up to me and Egan while Quaz was going on and said, "Oh my God, I could run through a wall right now." And Egan said, "Go ahead."
Now the strange thing is that Howie was writing out his draft card to use Quaz with the 6th pick, and I told him, I said that would be a little short-sighted. Quaz might not be ready to.
Way to go,
start
Quaz.
for this
He
team.
might be putting in that Parsons card right away because that man loves defense.
Man, that was feeling good. Quaz, you got me fired up. You got me fired up. You got me energized. You got me ready. I love that. And look,
I'd hate to have to follow Quaz.
Well, we're going to turn the floor over now to a man who has watched this Philadelphia Eagles situation unfold right in front of him on a daily basis. 97.5 The Fanatic's own Jeff Mosher. The floor is yours.
Oh, well, good morning, Eagles. I had so much to say, but then a man named Quaz just came on before me. And now I'm really struggling to find the right words that will get through, because what can I say that could follow that up? But I do have some thoughts, and this thing hasn't been going very well for about a year now. it's not really been satisfactory. And I have to say, it's not me. It's you. We have to start with you, Jeffrey Lurie. You are, no doubt, this franchise's best owner. But you have seemingly lost your way. You've become very involved. And you are no longer like those owners that we hear about across the league for being great owners. You are not quiet like the Rooneys. You are not transparent like the Hunts. You are just way too involved in what's going on here. Please, you say you are a GM factory. You have great people, you say. You've hired these people. Let them do their jobs.
Jeff,
your notes, ask your questions, but you put people in place to do a job, please let them do it. And for you, Howie Roseman, you have a very large staff. You also have people you claim to be the best. Set your board, listen to them, and when the time comes to make a pick, you pick the best player on your board. That's how the best GMs do it. Don't pander to this guy, don't pander to that guy. You had your meetings, you had your rankings, it's down to you, you pick the guy, and you move on. And when things don't work, they didn't work as a team. Don't say anything about the coach on the way out. Don't say anything about who wanted what. Just be a good GM who brings everybody together. And lastly, for the next Eagles head coach, all I have to say is just win, baby.
Jeff, Mr. Lurie would like to know if there's a new episode of the Inside the Birds podcast today.
Yes, Mr. Lurie, dropped at 6 a.m.
Well, then there you go. There you go. There you go. See, we want to make sure that that Jeffrey Lurie, obviously, and Howie, both of them.
Sure.
The Inside the Birds podcast is where they turn.
No, Howie, he said you had a very big staff. Sit down.
Oh.
Yeah, he was asking me. He said, what did he say? I have a very
say?
big what? And I said, a very, very big staff. He thought he said something else, yeah.
I've been told that, too.
They're taking it well today, John.
By who?
They are.
They're taking it well today so far.
Well.
Yes.
And by the way...
They're at a loss for words.
By the way, this is the first time we've done one of these special events in the John Kincade Show. And can I tell you something to my hometown? I love you folks because you're getting it. You're understanding it. And we want more of your passion at 610-632-0975.
Because it's a smart fan base, and they know you look to the SEC.
Look who's here. Tunis has showed up early for work. Tyrone is trying to step in too. Guys, we're going to get to you too, plus more of the callers and the emailers. It's the Philadelphia Eagles intervention. All meant with love and caring and great passion right here on the John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic.
I've been telling you guys about the king of sportsbooks, BetMGM. And you might ask me, Pat, why are they the king of sportsbooks? Well, here's another example. They're inviting new customers to start 2021 off right with a risk-free first bet up to $500. Just sign up with BetMGM today. Use the bonus code Pat Egan. That's all one word. Just use that bonus code to start enjoying BetMGM's innovative parlay selection features, because they've taken parlays to the next level. I've been loving hopping on the BetMGM app, building a full parlay from a single game. But parlays aren't the only thing they have. BetMGM also has live betting options because they know that you want to win at all times of the day. So, for example, right now at 7:20 in the morning, I can bet the Guangzhou Lions to beat the Nanjing Monkey Kings in Chinese basketball action. And I'm not even kidding. That's seriously going on right now. They also have daily boosted odds specials and much, much more. Football playoffs continue tomorrow. Grand finale right around the corner. Pro basketball is in full swing. MMA returns this weekend, and hockey action continues. All of this is to say, there isn't a better time to download the BetMGM app or go to BetMGM.com. And when you do, don't forget, enter the bonus code Pat Egan to get back up to $500 in free bets on your first wager. And bet with confidence all year long at BetMGM, where you're always just one tap away from your victory dance. BetMGM Sports in partnership with Hollywood Casino Morgantown. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 years or older. Pennsylvania only. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the John Kincade Show intervention of the Philadelphia Eagles on 97.5 The Fanatic.
I hate Steven Singer. I get that a lot. You know why? Why? Because unless I buy my gifts from Steven Singer Jewelers, my wife isn't satisfied. So, how can I help you? Well, how do you get away with advertising real roses you don't throw in the trash in a week?
They're my famous roses, dipped in pure 24-karat gold. They last forever.
Sounds expensive.
They start at just $59. Each one comes in a premium color and is shipped in our signature gift box with a love message from you.
Do I have to water it?
Nope, it's a real rose, and it's preserved in pure gold.
All right. How do I get one?
Easy. Just go to IHateStevenSinger.com.
Shipping.
It's free, and your rose is guaranteed for life.
What if she hates my personal love message?
Just pick one from our online list.
Just click on IHateStevenSinger.com to see the entire collection of real roses dipped in 24-karat gold. No matter how you feel about Steven Singer, she'll love it.
Do you still hate me?
Absolutely.
New Year's resolutions. We all make them. We all break them. That's why your small business needs more than resolutions. It needs solutions. And you can get them with Comcast Business. Whether you want to work more efficiently with fast, reliable internet and advanced Wi-Fi, make your business safer with powerful cybersecurity solutions, or stay productive with 24/7 support. We've got the solutions you need for your business to get there. So make this year's resolution better solutions. Bounce forward with Comcast Business. Get a powerful and reliable internet solution from Comcast Business starting at $69.99 a month for 24 months with a 3-year agreement. Plus, get free installation when you order online. And for a limited time, ask how to upgrade and get a $500 prepaid card. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com today to find out more. Prepaid card offer ends 1/24/21. Restrictions apply. Limited to new Comcast Business Internet and One Voice Mobility customers. Early termination fee applies. Equipment installation taxes and fees extra. Subject to change.
Guys, waking up over and over to pee is not okay. But now, you can reduce those nighttime bathroom trips with the ingredients in Super Beta Prostate P3 Advanced. We're talking about less urges to pee at night, less bathroom trips during the day, and better bladder emptying. It's like taking 3 prostate supplements in one. You can try a full 30-day bottle of P3 Advanced, free. Just pay shipping and handling. No strings attached, no obligations, and no commitments to buy. This is a 30-day supply, absolutely free. Call 1-800-478-4616. Super Beta Prostate is the best-selling brand in major retailers like Walmart. But for this no-strings-attached free bottle, you must call now. Call 1-800-478-4616. Don't miss out on this unprecedented free offer. Call 1-800-478-4616. 1-800-478-4616.
Fanatic fan favorites.
Citadel Credit Union is committed to building strength together to build a better future for us all. Join us at CitadelCU.com.
Fanatic fan favorites on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Pro Extra is the Home Depot's free loyalty program built for pros. Members earn perks just for shopping, like new Pro Extra dollars or tool rental perks. Get exclusive benefits every day that save time and money. And here's an extra, $20 off your next in-store purchase of $200 or more, just for signing up. Want to save? Join Pro Extra, only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Visit the Pro Desk in-store at homedepot.com/Pro Extra for details.
Allstate now has deeper savings, and deeper savings require deep thoughts and a deep voice, like mine. Save for being a new customer. Save more for adding DriveWise, and save even more for driving safely. Visit Allstate.com or contact your local agent for a quote today. As someone once said, saving today is money tomorrow. That's deep.
Not available in every state. New customer savings based on early signing discount. Drive-bys is an optional feature. Savings vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Northbrook, Illinois.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. But not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey, it's your homie. Sorry, it's your home. I know you don't like it when I call myself your homie. So I have some favors to ask you. Could you get rid of a few chairs in the living room? My floorboards are tired. Another easy thing, we could save money if you bundled your home and car insurance with Geico. one more thing. I know you love lavender-scented candles, but could we try Tahitian vanilla? I think it would fit my vibe better.
Geico. For bundling made easy, go to geico.com today.
Hey, it's John Kincade, and I'm back home now, so I'm always rooting for the home teams. And the only sportsbook app that's based right here in the Delaware Valley, it's the Parks Casino Sportsbook app. And that's why I'm using it, because hockey's back. You get futures bet on the Flyboys at 18-1 to win the Cup. You got the pro football playoffs, the college hoops, pro basketball, and more. And you can get in on all the action right in the palm of your hand. Bet on more teams, more scores, player performances, and more. And you're betting with a name you can trust. The Parks Casino Sportsbook app. They've got easy deposits, great odds, outstanding customer service, everything that you're looking for. And new customers only? Sign up now and get your first bet risk-free up to $500. Download the app right now or go to parkscasino.com/PA and use the promo code FANATIC. That's parkscasino.com/PA. Use the promo code FANATIC and that risk-free bet will be refunded in site credit. See the website for details. Bet with the home team, Pennsylvania's home team sports betting app. You got to be 21 or older and in Pennsylvania. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now, back to the John Kincade Show intervention of the Philadelphia Eagles on 97.5 The Fanatic.
It's a little intense today. It's passionate. It's inspired. It's the John Kincade Show, 97.5 The Fanatic. Listening through your app, watching on YouTube, checking us out on twitch.tv, where I hear the cool kids hang out. And Egan, yes, the kids are still using cool kids.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they do.
I would know.
I think you're not one of the cool kids, that means.
Don't go there,
I'm
Kincade.
just saying. That's
Don't
what
go there.
it means.
Not on today. Not on this day.
We're trying to do this. Hey, this portion of the John Kincade Show brought to you by the Parks Casino Sportsbook app. Go with the home team. Download the app now or go to parkscasino.com/PA. It's been inspired. It's been passionate as we've gotten the show started. Chunas shows up early for work. Tyrone's fired up. Like, Tyrone's ready to go, too. This is going to be awesome.
They're pacing.
Tyrone brought prepared notes, is all I'm going to tell you. He's got a prepared statement. Like, Tyrone's not messing around. Not messing around. Tyrone's saying, he said, John, how do you get more airtime? He said, look at all the airtime that all the other guys get. He goes, how do I get my, I said, I told him I talked to Mike for him.
Okay.
Get him a little more airtime then.
Sal Chunas, I kind of had an awkward moment there. He walked in and just stared at Mr. Laurie and Mr. Roseman as he walked past them. No introductions, nothing, just stared and walked past.
He gave him the Lithuanian sort of intimidation.
It really was. And I felt bad because Howie went to stand up to like shake hands and say hello, and Andrew just kept walking.
Wow,
you don't want to make an enemy out of me.
That's what it seemed like, Brick.
As a fellow, Brick was great yesterday.
He's going to get a lot of playing time. It looks like, yeah.
It looks good.
Yeah.
Here we go. 610-632-0975 if you want to get in. This one comes from Tyrus. Tyrus sends in an email to me, and Tyrus says, thank you for listening, Philadelphia Eagles. I did not know if this was real or if this was contrived and fake, but I get the feeling that it's real. So here's what I'll say to you. What is real is I make $39,000 a year. I will be married this year. Congratulations, Tyrus. And every year, I invest in 3 Eagles games a year over taking a second vacation to make sure that I have that spirit of camaraderie and joy as I follow your football team. Mr. Laurie, listen to people. Listen to people like us. Do not just listen to your mouthpieces that are paid to sing your praises. We're trying to reach you. We're trying to get the message out. And if I would rather attend 3 Eagles games a year to enjoy that experience than go on another vacation, it should show you the passion and the energy that so many in your fan base have for your product. We love it. And we do feel like you've lost your way. But we know you're going to get us back to a championship level. Make a right hire. Listen to the smart people. And Howie, do what you do best. I'll leave that up to you to figure out what that is. I like Tyrus's note.
That's nice.
I like Tyrus's note. One thing I'm noticing, whether it's the people at 610-632-0975, is every single person seems to mention their fandom, their consumership, their alliance with the team, how long they've been fans. So they're trying to make the connection with the Eagles organization, saying, look, we're with you. We're in this thing.
And yes. And to humanize it, to put your salary out there. Like, I don't think Jeffrey really knows what the common man goes through and the sacrifices they make to attend those games.
Maybe Bob would be better to answer to that, Jamie.
Howie, Jeffrey, how much do you think a loaf of bread costs? What? Oh,
no.
Yeah, okay, yeah. He said $7.80.
He's asking Mona. He's asking Mona right now.
Yeah.
Who runs the kitchen.
Well, overpaying is kind of his thing, so.
He said, there it works.
There is a common...
I'm going to tolerate none of that.
I'm sorry. It just came out, and I'm not happy about it.
Dr. Phil told me that this needs to be a safe...
Son, you got to pull your...
We're doing today, okay?
All right.
These are the rules, the 3 rules of intervention. Number 1, John, mean what you say.
Okay.
Number 2, say what you mean. And number 3... just don't say it mean.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Egan, you're on check. Don't say it mean.
Don't say it mean.
Rule
number 3 of intervention.
The more La Colombe that flows through my veins, the more angry I'm getting.
Yeah, you guys are all hyped up, man.
You're all hyped up.
Oh my
this
God.
610-632-0975.
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Well, sit down, honey boo boo. Sit down. We need everybody to pay attention now. I was a little disappointed in Tunis. I've got to tell you, but I think the Anthony Gargano show has a little swagger to it. The show has a real streets quality to it.
Sure.
Now his skinny jeans for Tunis really don't. That's what it doesn't scream street. But Andrew, I know your passion. Control your emotions and speak directly to the Eagles.
All right, so Jeffrey, I'm speaking directly at you right here. Okay? I've seen this happen before. I've seen this with friends. I've seen this with family. I've seen it in the news. How many times have you heard that 2 people who are married, who want to be separated, they're done, they're ready to move on from each other, they end up having a kid just to have a kid, and they hope that that kid saves the marriage. And you know what? For the first month, the first couple of months post-birth, you're feeling great. Everything's back to normal. But you know what eventually happens? All those warts, they come back. You start getting annoyed with one another. You start realizing that they're not right for you. Well, Jeffrey, again, speaking directly at you, that is what you're doing with Howie Roseman. You're giving him an opportunity to be a GM for a 3rd coach here in Philadelphia. It didn't work with Chip Kelly. He ended up getting kicked to the broom closet for crying out loud. Yeah, it worked for Doug that you won a Super Bowl in 2017. You also hit it out of the park for 1 year. Since then, it's been a mess. The leaks, the lying, the cheating, the stealing, everything is bad. And you're just going to do it again with a 3rd coach? No, this is what you're doing. You're having a 3rd kid to try to save the marriage. It didn't work the first time. Yeah, you know what? The second time got a little bit better. But this time, you can't do it. Please, Jeffrey, hear me out. You have to move on from the GM. You got to move on from Howie. If you don't, we're going to be back in this mess just a few years from now.
Andrew getting very emotional there. And what a fantastic, absolutely fantastic personification of the situation. I don't know if I use that term correctly or not, but clearly that's an interesting way of looking at it.
Say it with authority,
you're
John. That's all that matters. Yes.
Having a child to try to save the marriage. This marriage, the question is, can it be saved? Can this marriage be saved?
Well, 2 things about that. One, I hope Sal Tunis isn't in that position. And 2, that you're at the telling point now. You are at the telling point, as Andrew said. Can it be saved? Can it be done? We're here to tell you we think so. We hope so.
I believe so.
It can be. And we want it to. We're here to help. So Andrew's words were perfect, and I think it is all starting to sink in because I am getting a feeling of not ease from Jeffrey, as we were just talking a minute ago, but a feeling of comfort, like, wow, the fans really do want us to do well.
My cousin Ryan says, was he talking to his ex-wife? Was Chunas?
Yeah, I was wondering where he was going there a little bit. Valuable words for a 22-year-old.
Hey, watch us on twitch.tv and YouTube. Go to twitch.tv and youtube.com and search 97.5 The Fanatic. Once you search, it's done. Once you search, you're there. Get push notifications from The Fanatic after downloading the app, too. So make sure you have the push notifications notified. So, Jamie, you got a reach out from Dustin.
Yeah.
Somebody reached out to you. Would you like to share that with the audience? I think people would love to hear it.
I'd be happy to read. Dustin from Willow Grove reached out. He's a longtime season ticket holder. And I don't know many. He's got an eagle tattoo on his calf. I don't know many people that love the Eagles more than Dustin.
Love that.
So here's what Dustin just sent us. I'm an Eagles fan since birth, 36 years old, and 3 kids. I'm divorced, and when this team was on its Super Bowl run, the only thing that kept me and my kids together was, still, and always will be the Eagles. I was 6 when I went to my first Eagles game at the Vet, and I've never been the same. But the bond I have with my dad and the Eagles is priceless. Just like thousands of Eagles fans out there, we all revolve our vacations and lives around the Eagles schedule 24/7. We do not need to do a better job. You, Mr. Lurie, need to do a better job being the boss. You don't want to fire Howie Littlefinger, okay, but you need to put better people around him to make the picks. You need a head coach with discipline, which this franchise has none of, and a defensive coordinator that will punch anything in the mouth to get another Super Bowl to the greatest ball-breaking sports city in the world. Fly, Eagles, fly. Thank you. Go Birds. Dustin Troxel, Section 243, Row 13 for life.
That is passion. Dustin and Willow Grove. I love it when people identify themselves, again, as a consumer. And Mr. Lurie, you can understand this. Dustin there, he's so committed, he identifies with his seat in your building.
That's right.
That's unbridled passion.
I do you feel what's happening here? The fans are telling you, we are your organization. Do not forget us. You need to listen to us, and we are here for you. That is the reason for this intervention, and it couldn't have come at a better time.
I am so excited, by the way, Pat, I got to tell you, the idea that people have all come with, they may have brought the big stick to knock somebody around a little bit, but they very much want to put their arms around this product.
Yeah, they're not speaking softly.
Yes.
But they're carrying that big stick.
And they want this. They want this. They want the people to be able to do that. And I knew that would be an analogy that would get you smiling.
Well, yeah, it does. I love a good big stick. Look, the Eagles.
Roosevelt is
he's my guy.
He's one of your idols.
He's my guy.
Yes, he is.
Any guy who gets shot and says, I just got shot, but let me finish this 90-minute speech, you have my respect. But
that is awesome.
The Eagles can choose this 2 ways. They can ignore their customers and Dustin, their fan base, and continue to do things the wrong way, or they can go, you know what, we need to change.
610-632-0975 is how you step up to the microphone and get your opportunity to address the Eagles franchise, to be able to tell them exactly what they need to hear today. And a lot of times people don't want to necessarily hear what is going on. Here, Mike sends an email in. And Mike says, Jeff, you've been the owner for 26 years, long enough to make some observations, and some of the ones that I've made are disturbing. My main issue, you're meddling. When you first became owner in 1994, you were comparing your vision to the 49ers. When asked who is your Carmen policy, your answer was, I am. That's the wrong answer. You're Eddie DeBartolo. You hire a Carmen policy. You pay him, and then you stay out of the way. That answer was a red flag. When asked in this week's press conference, where you seem to be searching for words and sounding quite indecisive, who would be leading the search? Your answer was quite forceful that you will be leading the search. That's what you always do. Why? That's not your role. You can meet with them if you like, but your football people make that decision. Your role is to pay them and then to get out of the way. A lot of people have that belief.
Yeah.
And Mr. Lurie, I see you've sort of shaken your head there a little bit, and I understand it. Bob, great minds who have made millions of dollars don't want to be told, you go sit down and be quiet in the corner. But there's got to be a balance, right? I mean, look, he's looking right at you. Jeffrey's looking right at you.
Jeffrey, and I'll say this right to you. You have become a terrifically successful person because of your business endeavors. You don't do that without having a sharp mind. Keep that mind sharp by letting the football people, as Jamie said earlier, make the football decisions. Trust your hires and trust their decisions.
I want to let Terrence from South Philadelphia step up to the microphone. Terrence, the Philadelphia Eagles are listening here.
Hey, how we doing? Of course, you guys gave me all this joy over these last couple years. Obviously not these last couple years, but it's crazy. We can't harp on the drafting enough. I think the elephant in the room is we're not surrounding Carson Wentz with the talent, the adequate talent. We're drafting guys to where if they're good, we're like, oh, this is the guy with this project. Why are we not getting kids from the SEC? Why are we
Oh, we lost him. The microphone just clicking out there. Why? It is a point, though, that we've talked about is if I'm in the store and I'm hungry for junk food, I know what aisle to go down.
Me too.
You know what aisle to go down. You're going down, you may be going for the sweet stuff. I may be going for the salty stuff. I'm going for the chips. I'm going for some Tostitos or something like that. That would be where I'd go.
I'm hungry.
The Philadelphia Eagles are looking for talent. Why aren't they shopping in the SEC? Why are you not shopping in the SEC? Mr. Lurie, are you listening? Jamie Lynch does a mock draft a day, pretty much.
I mean, all you have to do is go back to do side-by-side pictures of J.J. Arcega-Whiteside and D.K. Metcalf or A.J. Brown and just look at them. And what does your gut tell you? What does it tell you? It's pretty obvious.
One dude's football game was on point. The other dude's umbrellas game was on point.
It's pretty obvious. Don't overthink this.
Don't overthink it. This entire thing today. But what is great is the listeners of this radio program, we've only been on for a couple weeks, but the listeners already are unifying in the fact that we love the product of Philadelphia Eagles football, and we all want to have Mondays later in 2021. I guarantee you this. I love to sample tailgates.
Who doesn't?
So on Sundays, I will see my boys from O'Hara and get together with them at their tailgate, and I will look for tailgate invites because I love sampling people's food.
Oh, absolutely.
Grab a little beverage. I love wandering around. And meeting people.
What time will you get there for like a 1 o'clock game?
9:30.
Jeez. Okay.
Is that too early?
No, I'm not usually. I don't drink, so I'm not a tailgate guy.
Well, no, I'm not talking about drinking this. I mean, I will absolutely imbibe, but it's more about sampling the food.
Seeing the people?
And seeing the people.
Are you doing keg
feeling
stands?
the energy.
No, I'm not doing
it.
The energy is
you're
real.
Bringing it to the drinking, not with me. Not with me.
I'm trying to figure out who you are. We don't know each other that well.
It's about meeting people.
Yeah.
It's about meeting people.
Yeah.
In fact, we are going to organize as a crew, so you may have to get there early, Pat, where we will be invited to certain tailgates and we will make our way around and we will we will hang out with the fans.
All right, I'll bring the deal.
This show, consider this community outreach. This show wants to meet you. This show wants to have a beer with you. This show wants to stand with you in a parking lot and sample some brats or something else.
It's been one of the biggest topics of conversation since we all started together, hasn't it, John? That after the show, we just talk about, God, I can't wait till this pandemic's done where we can go out and watch games with people.
Yep.
We can tailgate with people. Yep. We can just be among everybody.
And Mr. Lurie and Howie Roseman here for this event today. They're here because they do care, and I think it was a great gesture on their part to show up. Now, Tyrone Johnson, you have brought with you a prepared statement, and I know you always mean business. When you turn on the mic, you mean business. So, Tyrone, the floor is yours.
Howie, look, I need you to get help. You don't understand the game of football. Yet, you tell football people what to do. Don't you find that disturbing, Howie? What's next? Are you going to go to Michelin star restaurants and tell the chefs how to cook? Howie, the city of Philadelphia deserves better. And so do you. You look like a fool and you're embarrassing yourself. You know how to use a calculator. You know how to use a stopwatch, maybe. You don't know how to pick football players. Trust me, Howie, I love you. And your family loves you. And the city loves you. At least they used to. But you're making yourself look bad. Please. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside was picked before Metcalf. Yet you're defending your, quote, process. You're not allowed to use that word. That's the Sixers word, Howie. Do you get it? Who the hell is a Rager compared to Jefferson? You know he had 1,000 yards less? Howie, you don't understand football. So please stay in your lane or go back to the basement. One or the other. But what we cannot do is have more of this. Thank you.
I'm telling you this. When you catch Tyrone every day on the Mike Missinelli show and also, too, Saturday mornings with his word of the day. I'll give you a word of the day, Tyrone Johnson. That word of the day was passion. That word of the day was direct. Direct. With Tyrone Johnson, you get smacked right across the face with direct. And look, he addressed it, and he was direct, Bob. That was direct.
Yeah.
Right between the eyes. And I saw it. You know what, though? I saw something out of Jeffrey Lurie right there. Mr. Lurie, if you don't mind, I saw his eye.
A light bulb?
He sat up straight. He sat up straight. He knows that was a prepared statement that was ready. But he sat up straight. He listened to Tyrone.
Yeah.
Tyrone connected with him there.
Any great leader trusts the people they hire to do their jobs. And it's a trickle-down effect from owner to president to GM to scouts. And there's a disconnect in the circle of trusting others. And when Howie overrides the scouts that were hired to do their jobs, that spend a year on the road grinding and watching tape and talking to coaches and doing all this, when you override their work, you're not trusting them to do their jobs. And that is a major, major problem.
That's a major problem. That is a major problem. When you are not listening to the folks that are trying to help you out.
Yes.
And trying to get it
And
right.
look, if you listen to those scouts last year, you have Justin Jefferson and Jeremy Chin, and they're not a 4-win team. They're at worst a 6-win team with those two here.
You mean a division champion almost?
Yes.
We want to thank our friends at Martin Law, the law firm for injured workers. Visit paworkinjury.com. And it's been a spirited 2 hours. Now, we are going to not allow them to leave. But Howie, Jeff, get up, a little more tea. We've got some of Mrs. Egan's crumb cake is what it's been called. I was told that it is crumb cake. You're back in Philly, John. It is.
I don't know what they call it, but it's
crumb cake.
delicious.
It is delicious. And there better be a piece for Joe Bell. The real boss showed up, too. So make sure that you've got a piece for Joe Bell, too. Because everybody's here for the Philadelphia Eagles intervention. And I'm so proud of you guys for understanding what we're doing here. 610-632-0975. You're feeling the energy, and I hope the Eagles are feeling the love and the passion. And we've got a whole nother cup to deliver coming up. Are you talking Bob Cooney? Barrett Brooks? The Cuz, Anthony Gargano, got here 2 hours early? It's a special day.
That's right. That's right. That's exactly right.
On the John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. When I came home, I wanted to make connections with my hometown. So where did I go? Well, Parks Casino. And my wife is so excited to get to see Parks Casino for the first time. She can't wait. But I was telling her about the Parks Casino Sportsbook app. And she said, be careful, John. Be careful. You don't want to be, out there just betting with somebody you can't trust. And I said, honey, we can go to Parks Casino. We can walk right into the sports book. I'm doing business with a great, great local company. They're right here in our backyard. I told her they got easy deposits. They've got great odds and outstanding customer service. And new customers only can sign up now and get your first bet risk-free up to $500. All you've got to do is download the Parks Casino app or go to parkscasino.com/PA and use the promo code FANATIC, and you're going to get a risk-free bet up to $500. And if you lose, it's refunded in site credit. See the website for terms and conditions. Bet with the home team. My guys, the home team sports betting app. It's my friends at Parks Casino and the Parks Casino Sportsbook app. You got to be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the John Kincade Show intervention of the Philadelphia Eagles on 97.5 The Fanatic.
I hate Steven Singer. I get that a lot. You know why? Why? Because unless I buy my gifts from Steven Singer Jewelers, my wife isn't satisfied. So, how can I help you? Well, how do you get away with advertising real roses you don't throw in the trash in a week? They're my famous roses, dipped in pure 24-karat gold. They last forever. Sounds expensive. They start at just $59. Each one comes in a premium color and is shipped in our signature gift box with a love message from you. Do I have to water it? Nope, it's a real rose, and it's preserved in pure gold. All right. How do I get one? Easy. Just go to IHateStevenSinger.com. Shipping. It's free, and your rose is guaranteed for life. What if she hates my personal love message? Just pick one from our online list.
Just click on IHateStevenSinger.com to see the entire collection of real roses dipped in 24-karat gold. No matter how you feel about Steven Singer, she'll love it.
Do you still hate me? Absolutely.
New Year's resolutions. We all make them. We all break them. That's why your small business needs more than resolutions. It needs solutions. And you can get them with Comcast Business. Whether you want to work more efficiently with fast, reliable internet and advanced Wi-Fi, make your business safer with powerful cybersecurity solutions, or stay productive with 24/7 support. We've got the solutions you need for your business to get there. So make this year's resolution better solutions. Bounce forward with Comcast Business. Get a powerful and reliable internet solution from Comcast Business starting at $69.99 a month for 24 months with a 3-year agreement. Plus, get free installation when you order online. And for a limited time, ask how to upgrade to get a $500 prepaid card. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com today to find out more. Prepaid card offer ends 1/24/21. Restrictions apply. Limited to new Comcast Business Internet and One Voice Mobility customers. Early termination fee applies. Equipment installation, taxes, and fees extra. Subject to change.
College football, it's the game you wake up early on Saturdays for, even though kickoff isn't until 7. The game where the Goodyear blimp becomes a Hall of Famer. The game that goes just beyond school, spirit, fandom, or love of the sport. It's the game where the comebacks happen. It's the game where anything can and will happen as long as you have the drive. Because college football is the game that moves you. We get it because it moves us too. Goodyear, more driven.
It's time for some straight talk. Look, we all drop our phones. It happens. You fumble it, crack it, splash it. Well, Straight Talk Wireless now offers this new Platinum Unlimited plan that includes phone protection. Just $65 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Plus 20 gigs of hotspot, 100 gigs of cloud storage, and more. All on the best networks. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. See Mobile Protect terms and conditions at Asurion.com/Straight Talk. Limitations and exclusions apply.
Have you wanted to speak a new language, but thought it would be too difficult? Then try Babbel. Babbel starts by teaching you words and phrases that gradually get more complex. Soon, you're practicing short conversations. So in 15 minutes a day, you'll be speaking a new language in a few weeks. Babbel is built around real life. It teaches you practical conversations that you will actually use. Babbel. Language for life. Start the new year with a new language. Get up to 60% off now at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Sam's new project needs a project manager right away if she's going to manage to hit her deadline.
It took an extra week to get approvals, but they still want the original delivery date. I guess we'll figure something out.
It's time to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. The moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Indeed delivers 2.5 times more hires than the other branded job sites combined, according to Breezy HR 2019. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first job post. Terms and conditions apply.
Our biggest storage event just got stronger. The Store More, Save More event going on now at the Home Depot. Get the exclusive 77-inch Husky welded I-beam steel shelving for just $179. It now holds up to 10,000 pounds. Plus, it's the only steel shelving with a full lifetime warranty. Find more Husky steel shelving online at HomeDepot.com. The Home Depot, how doers get more done. Limited time only. Event and dates vary by store. Claim based on 2,500 pounds per shelf when evenly distributed. See store for details.
Hey, it's Mike Miss here. You know, Philly sports is big business, and we've got you covered every weekday with the Fanatic's Business of Sports Reports, powered by Pico for Business. For information on how your company can save with Pico's incentives, just go to pico.com/more savings.
Whether you rent or own, Geico makes it easy to bundle home and car insurance. Having a home is hard work, so get a quote at geico.com. easy. Listen up, football fans. It's Rob Motti, and I've got the perfect way to make the playoffs even more exciting this weekend. A same-game parlay bet only available on FanDuel Sportsbook in partnership with Valley Forge Casino. A same-game parlay bet lets you combine multiple bets from a single game to win even bigger during the playoffs. You can combine the money line, the over-under, and player props all in one parlay. And FanDuel is letting you place a same-game parlay bet risk-free. All FanDuel customers can get up to $10 back on your bet if you don't win. The playoffs are the perfect time to give one a shot. I love the same game parlays, the fast payouts, live betting, and all the incredible odds boost. If you haven't already, just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up to get started. And use my promo code 97ROB at sign up. That's promo code 97ROB at sign up. If you're a current customer, then you are all set. Go check out same game parlays, only available on FanDuel Sportsbook.
Must be 21 plus and present in NJ or PA. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Max refund $10. Terms apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia. A Beasley Media Group station. 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia. Hello? 97.5 The Fanatic's FU Money. Your chance to win $500 right now.
Yes, it is. Your chance to win $500, and it's easy. The FU money is from us for you. Fanatic users, get it? FU. Text the word super. You know, Mr. Laurie, like the bowl. SUPER, super, to 45911, or enter it on the 97.5 The Fanatic app or at 97.5thefanatic.com. That's the word super, SUPER. One winner selected at random is going to win $500, and everyone that enters on our app or website is qualified for a $10,000 grand prize. Get complete details and rules for this company-wide contest at 97.5thefanatic.com. And it's all being presented by Adam Mechanical Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. Is your furnace useless? Get it, FU. How about getting 6 years, 0% financing on an HVAC system from Adam Mechanical? And I love that you had the Press Your Luck music there. And I say with the greatest sincerity to all of you, good luck.
Eagles fans around the city, around the world, continue to feel frustrated, continue to feel disappointed, but continue to feel love for our birds. Many times the only way to get through to a loved one is to sit them down, share your thoughts, and give them some tough love. Today, we sit our loved one down, the Philadelphia Eagles, for a long time coming intervention. This is the John Kincade Show intervention of the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's continue.
The 8 o'clock hour is brought to you by Martin Law, the law firm for injured workers. Visit paworkinjury.com and make sure you've got yourself covered. It's been a spectacular morning so far. Getting to hear from you. We've got some callers lined up that want to step to the podium and speak directly to the Philadelphia Eagles. And I can assure you that NovaCare Complex is listening. I have actual documented proof that at least one person in the building is listening to today's events. 610-632-0975. And you never know who's going to pop up on the show and share their impassioned plea to the Philadelphia Eagles to get this thing changed. But as we begin the 8 o'clock hour, I cede the floor to my man, Bob Cooney.
Thank you, John. Jeffrey, Howie, we thank you for joining us today. We know that interventions are never an easy endeavor, but success isn't easy either. And no one knows that as well as you, Jeffrey, as it took you 20-plus years as an owner to reach the ultimate goal of Super Bowl champion. Success can be a difficult road to navigate, and quite frankly, since that memorable day, February 4th of 2018, you have been mired in a mind-numbing fork in the road. We are here today to help you get back on the road to victory. I won't rain upon you ideas of how to improve your organization, as listeners and coworkers have done so more than admirably this morning. I will, however, offer some advice for ways like this, for seasons like this one, not to become the new norm. The rabid fans of your organization pride themselves in stepping into your shoes. Yes, even your old man New Balance sneakers, Jeffrey. And sorry, John, I see you're wearing them today also. And if you are going to right yourselves, I think it is incumbent upon you to now step into their shoes. Extract from your fan base the passion that literally drips from their brows on those hot September Sundays at Lincoln Financial Field and intertwine it with the football experts that you have hired and properly address your biggest shortcomings, that is the NFL draft. Look at the future talent of the NFL through the eyes of your fans, as their vision would have rightfully solved your failures, not only at wide receiver, but many others as well. Make sure Alexis starts your day with 97.5 The Fanatic, as trade proposals and suggestions for free agent signings are often drenched with well-thought reality. Your support group doesn't consist of you, Jeffrey, for Howie, and you, Howie, for Jeffrey. No. It is more than the 69,000 plus that pack your stadium during your 8 regular season games. Yours is an organization that is adored worldwide. Hear those words. Your organization is adored worldwide. While you are the overseers, the decision makers, the money men of this organization, realize that you are not the face of it. That honor belongs to the ones that are painted in midnight green and that are overly joyous in victory and clenched in rage after disheartening losses. Yes, your fans. While they cannot share the war room with you or sit in your suite at the 50-yard line during games, what they can share is their vast knowledge that has no peer when it comes to football. Listen to them. Reunite with them via obvious draft picks and cap wizardry. Remember how you got on the road to success 3 short years ago, and let that be your starting point. Yes, on the road to victory. Thank you.
I love the road to victory, Bob, because you found a way to take something that is such a part of all of us. I mean, Jamie teared up a bit. He teared up.
I thought he was falling asleep.
Listen to that. He teared up a little bit.
Yeah, I liked ending it. Your ending was nice.
Something was intriguing
because it was over.
Oh my gosh! I love the road to victory. Get back on the road to victory. We believe that, and we all believe they're going to get there.
They sing.
We all believe they can get there.
Fans sing it every Sunday, right?
Right.
On the road to victory. You have to get back to what got you there, and this fork in the road needs to end.
I know that Rick in Easton, Pennsylvania wants his opportunity. Rick, the Philadelphia Eagles are listening. You're on.
Howie, Jeff, the last 2 times you addressed the fan base, it was an embarrassment and a slap in the face. You now have proved to us that your fingers that you think have the pulse on the Eagles fan is exactly the way Norman Brayman had his fingers on our necks. The way you are searching for a coach is how you handle your draft. If you look at that draft, not just for the Eagles, but the entire 4 franchises, we have the least amount of Hall of Famers. We have the worst draft that you ever have seen, ever. You have slapped us in the face for the last time. When you compare this city to the Detroit Red Wings, 11 cups, and the Pittsburgh Steelers, 6 rings, and the St. Louis Cardinals, 14 World Series rings, and the Boston Celtics, 17 NBA titles, you have now shared with the fans that we have let the owners off the hook for close to 100 years. From the Carpenter family to Howard Katz to every owner, including Snyder, we don't know how to draft. We don't know how to win championships. The only new norm that I see is the norm that walks in the cheers to have his beer.
There you go. Rick and Easton.
A Norm reference is never wrong, John.
Norm!
You can't beat a Norm reference.
Rick, though, I didn't see with Rick that he sees the light at the end of the tunnel.
It's murky.
And that is one of the things is that, Jeffrey and Howie, as you hear, there are a lot of people who are believing murky. Bob, I think, is actually optimistic after hearing Rick.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yes. Yeah.
Hey, Lowe's offers commercial cleaning supplies from top brands like Clorox, Zep, and Rubbermaid to help you stay clean and safe. Shop Lowe'sForPros.com and choose delivery or in-store pickup. Lowe's is the new home for pros, U.S. only. I was a little surprised because we usually don't see him this early because he's usually planning for his show right now and getting things together. But because Anthony Gargano was not okay, maybe after the show. He was not going to allow this moment to go by without Cuz Radio having a chance to address Eagles ownership. So, Cuz, hey, a little early, but go for it.
Wake up, Jeff! What are you doing? You had this city in the palm of your hand. We adored you. We revered you. The team that brought the Super Bowl. Jeff, it's time to understand that you guys aren't the smartest person in the room. This isn't about being the smartest guy in the room. This is just about doing it the right way. You got to do it the right way. There's some obvious things that you needed to do. I think you need a mindset change. I think, unfortunately, sometimes it comes down to being taken down a peg. Maybe you guys didn't invent the game. Gold standard, quarterback factory, all that stuff. Listen, it's not too late. You got to get a coach in here who is strong, who is presidential, who is a CEO type. You got to come in here and you got to fix the quarterback. You have to nurture the other quarterback. And you guys have to listen to your football people. Jeff, you're a great owner. But remember, you shouldn't be picking wide receivers. You got to leave that to your people. You got to leave the football to your people. It's great to be on meetings. It's great to analyze players. But you hire people, and you got to listen to them. And you got to get a coach that understands what being the Eagles coach is in this town. It's the biggest job. It's bigger than the mayor being the Eagles coach. And you got to get a presidential type, a CEO type, someone who's smart, someone who can lead. And then you got to listen to them. Please, Jeff, let's get our Eagles back where they belong. Respect, pride, Eagle Nation.
That was really cool, though, of Cuz to bring along some primo hoagies for the guys. So they're digging into those right now. And really,
you can bond over my meatballs.
So the meatballs really don't go well with Mrs. Egan's crumb cake, as I'm told. And by the way, I've never heard crumb cake.
I just call it coffee cake, but whatever.
You never heard crumb cake?
No. I've heard coffee cake.
Yeah, coffee cake. I've heard crumb cake, though.
Isn't the Entenmann's the crumb cake?
See, I thought
I think
I
so.
thought that was a brand. Like crumb cake was like
Oh.
when it had the little crumbly things on top that are always
those
and
things
they
are
get all over your
magical.
shirt.
Oh,
They
yeah.
get all over your shirt.
So good.
That's all right.
I'm getting off the rails there. Great job by Cuz, who will come your way at 10 o'clock today. We've heard from Chunas. We've heard from Cuz, and they got their thoughts in here. And look, flat out, 610-632-0975. You can step to the podium, too. Cuz wants a presidential type. I was hoping that Robert Saleh would be that guy. He will now be the Jets head coach.
Yes.
Do you see a presidential type still on the market for this position?
No.
I see kid wizards. I see Joe Brady. I see Kafka. I see Eric Bieniemy, who isn't a kid.
No.
But I see guys who are supposed to be considered wizards.
Has Bieniemy even been in for an interview?
No.
No, but he can't.
But he can't.
It's just like
Oh, that's right. He can't.
He's not allowed.
That's right.
Because they still had Doug when they would have had to requested the first
That's
interview.
what it was, yes,
and
yes,
then they
you're
missed
right.
the opportunity until they're out of the playoffs.
A lot of people get screwed in this interview process because of this.
Because of
They've
their
tried
success.
to make it better.
Yeah.
They've tried to make it better.
Yeah.
Where I believe you're allowed to have a second interview during Super Bowl
During the bye week,
the dead
yeah.
week between the two.
So Anthony wants a presidential figure. I've said over and over, I think Anthony and I are on the same page over and over, that I wanted, a no-nonsense kind of guy that can command the locker room. I don't know Joe Brady from anything from
He's
Adam.
32 years old.
He's 31 actually.
I think okay.
September. I'm not saying
He'll
that
be
against
32,
you.
yeah.
Yeah. So when the season starts, you're right. When the season starts, I had my dates mixed up. When the season starts, he'll be 32. 32.
John Gruden.
I mean, John, seriously, 32.
John Gruden.
Sean McVay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that young.
I
yeah.
hope.
Yes.
I hope. I hope to God. And you said there's a lot of smoke going around
That
there.
There's smoke this morning around Joe Brady. Now, I thought it was strange, though. Because yesterday, and I went back and listened to a little bit of it, which, by the way, you can always do on our YouTube channel. Go to 97.5 The Fanatic on YouTube. Hearing Dan Orlovsky's words yesterday.
It stuck with me.
I think Dan Orlovsky was hinting around that he thought Joe Brady would get this job.
Absolutely.
Like he was saying.
Well, he threw it out there. Yeah.
That he was saying, don't be a year late on Joe Brady.
Yeah.
There was no doubt in my mind that Joe Brady was one of the guys he talked to when he said, I was texting a couple of coaching candidates.
No doubt.
I felt that too. And he said, do you like Carson Wentz? And then every single person he talked to said, love Carson Wentz.
Yeah, and I'm sure, Matt Rule and the NovaCare Center have a working relationship from him being in town here.
Right.
I'm sure they've talked to each other, so I would think, they've spoken to Matt Rule about Joe Brady and have done their
homework. Talk to Coach O, Ed Orgeron, if they made the call to Coach O.
Yeah.
And they asked Coach O about it.
The swamp monster?
He said, man, he was great. Brought up some great numbers.
If the Eagles brought back their starting offensive line from like last season, I just thought of this. I think 4 of their 5 starting offensive linemen would be older than Joe Brady.
That's amazing. Hey, we want Jeremiah from the Poconos to have his say. Jeremiah, the stage is yours and the Eagles are listening.
Jeffrey, Howie, we're here because we just love the heck out of you. The Super Bowl, I cried tears of joy. I saw something I never thought I was going to. Going down for the parade on Broad Street, one of the best days of my life by far. But you two, you need to humble yourselves. Philly is a blue-collar city. That's what everybody describes it as. People that work hard every day. And I know you guys don't know anything about blue-collar unless it's the shirt you're wearing that day. But, Howie, you need to step aside. Jeffrey, you say you know the city, how great the fans are. But this station, they just did a poll after Doug was fired. 97% of your fan base said that you needed to get rid of Howie Roseman. 97%, a new record. Listen to us. We know what we're doing. The pulse of this city goes by the Eagles every week. They're happy if we win. They're depressed if you lose. Listen to your fans. And support your quarterback. We love Carson Wentz. He showed us something in that 2017 season we've never seen. And then you backstab him by drafting a quarterback in the second round. You got to get rid of recruits, and you got to show support to your quarterback. And you got to fix your quarterback by hiring the right coach. You can do this.
There we go.
I was raised on a Jim Johnson defense. Let's get back to something like that, where you can punch it in the mouth.
I love that. Sorry, Jeremiah, I had to move there. I love the idea of punching somebody in the mouth.
Yeah,
have a defense that can punch somebody in the mouth. Jeremiah doing some great work there out of the Poconos.
Yeah, well, I felt bad because when Jeremiah said punch in the mouth, Howie, kind of.
It is because we're not going to kick your ass.
Yeah, well, it wasn't.
We're not threatening violence.
No, we aren't.
We aren't doing
Howie, you
there
can sit
no
back down. It's okay. No, we're
the
good.
metaphorical punch you in the mouth.
Yes,
yeah,
it's
we're
all
not
good.
doing that. We're not going to have any kind of violence here today. But I felt his passion, and I felt the idea of he's looking for a team that has an identity. I don't think that's the one thing is that in Doug Peterson's tenure that the Eagles had an identity.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good because
they won a Super Bowl. By the way, we've had teams, Buddy Ryan's era. We've had teams that have had identities before, and the identity didn't lead to any kind of success. The Doug Peterson era led to a team that won the championship, but we still never had an identity. What were even the Eagles Super Bowl season? What were they?
Underdogs? Is that an identity?
No.
Fun?
Yeah,
like they would lose?
But
I hear you.
Yeah. But a football team has to have a lethal offense.
I mean, their offense that year was spectacular.
Punishing defense.
They were hanging 40 on the Broncos, you know what I mean? And that was a really good defense that year.
Super Bowl championship teams usually have a real identity. We can explore more of that coming up. Maybe that's one of the most important things. We'll explore more of that in the course of the coming weeks here. You can jump in. There's a podium open for you at 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. I was thrilled to hear this. Are you telling me that Barrett Brooks is a big man? Barrett, look, the podium's yours, dude. I'm not standing in your way.
And first of all, the Eagles started off too long, man. I mean, come on, man. You waited till the last second, the ninth hour, to fire a coach when you had a small window in which you could go in and call NFL coaches, bring them in, talk to them. I mean, this is just another mistake where the Eagles organization just aren't doing what they're supposed to do. I understand you firing Doug. I understand it, even though I don't like it because he's a motivator of men. He had an opportunity, to get a little power and wanted to seize that power, but they didn't want to give it to him. They want to keep the same status of the hierarchy in the organization. Well, that's it was good in 2017, but doesn't necessarily mean it's good right now. So that's the problem. They want to get somebody that's going to be a guy that's going to, do what they say, allow Howard to do whatever he wants to do. And I'm not good with that right now. I think we need more of a guy that's going to take a stance on the team and make these guys bring in quality talent. We lack so much talent on this team that's ridiculous. Give me an opportunity to bring in my groceries. If I'm hungry, I want to cook my own food, and they're not going to allow me to do that. For far too long, this team has made lemonade with no lemons and no sugar. All they've had is water. The talent on this team is watered out, man.
Barrett Brooks, baby. Barrett knows.
He's lived it.
He speaks from a position where he clearly is saying how he needs to take a step back, and the next coach has to have more say in what kind of players are coming into this organization. I'm concerned about what Barrett Brooks' perspective is, because I've got to tell you, I don't see that being the next hire. I don't see the next hire. In fact, if Barrett Brooks is mad, please let me exit the building. If Barrett's coming in mad, I'm feeling that's a meeting you don't want to have.
Yeah, we battled it in the Sixers media game, Barrett and I think I poked the bull, and I was running out of that building in a heartbeat.
He played college basketball.
Yes, I heard that.
Yeah, K-State.
Yeah, K-State. That's why I went there.
Well, Barrett's reaction there clearly gives you a little insight behind the curtain. He's been in that building.
Mm-hmm.
He understands the mentality. And he feels like they want a coach. They want a puppet.
Yeah, that's scary.
That's what Barrett has thrown that out there today, is they're looking for a puppet. They're looking for a coach who they can mold and shape, that doesn't want to have a lot of say. Makes me nervous. That's the first person to step to the podium today to make me nervous. And honestly, it's the guy who absolutely would know the most about the inner workings of the building.
I'm looking at Jeffrey and Howie as Barrett was talking and saying that, looking for some kind of reaction, and no, stone-faced. So I have to believe it, yeah. But I'm not defending Howie and Jeffrey. Is there anybody else out there that's not going to be perceived as puppet, really? Like, Jamie,
I think Brian Dabble wouldn't be.
No, I don't
really?
think he
Okay.
would be. I think he would. He's the one that I think would be least.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he's got hand right now.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably.
But
that's
Brady,
probably
Kafka, and maybe to a degree, Bieniemy wouldn't. But I mean, Brady and Kafka will 100% be received as puppets.
And
that's maybe not fair.
Brady was in college football just one season ago.
But he was the offensive game or offensive coordinator, passing game coordinator, whatever the hell you want to call it, of LSU.
Yeah.
And look, he had Joe Burrow. He also had Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. And that offense was dynamic. It was fun. It was innovative. And Matt Rule picked him for a reason.
Yeah.
And maybe Dan Orlovsky's right.
We want innovative. We want fun. And more importantly, we want you to step to the podium. Mr. Laurie, Mr. Roseman, you have a chance now to exit if you have to take a pee break or whatever. If you haven't peed yourself already. Barrett Brooks made me a little antsy. I think I'm going to have to take a pee. 610-632-09. He's an intimidating man. It's an intimidating man.
He scares the piss out of you.
By the way, let's have 5 or 6 guys look like him in the draft, too. I wouldn't mind it. 610-632-0975. Your opportunity to join us. It's the Philadelphia Eagles Intervention, and it's only here on one show, the John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Second weekend of football playoffs. You know it's my favorite time of the year. I can't wait to bet all the all the action this weekend on FanDuel Sportsbook in partnership with Valley Forge Casino. If you've never tried FanDuel before, I'm telling you, the playoffs are the perfect time to give it a shot, because right now new users can get an exclusive 25-1 odds boost on any team to win during this weekend. That's right, 25-1 odds on any team, any game, this weekend. I told you before, I like both of the bays this weekend, Green Bay and Tampa Bay. That's where my money's going. So don't miss out on this exclusive offer. You know I've been betting football on FanDuel all season long. And listen, if you're a new user, just go there. Pick a favorite player that's in the playoffs, and you can get some kind of odds on that player, whether it be rushing yards, receiving yards, passing yards. There's so much fun things to do on FanDuel Sportsbook. Just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and use promo code Bob so they know I sent you. That's FanDuel Sportsbook, promo code Bob. Must be 21 or older and present in New Jersey or Pennsylvania. New users only. Must wager on designated boost market. Deposit required. Max bonus $125. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the John Kincade Show intervention of the Philadelphia Eagles on 97.5 The Fanatic.
When you're in the mood for comfort food, Wawa has you covered. Try our savory brisket, made from the finest cuts of beef, hand-trimmed and slowly braised to perfection. Savor the richness of a tangy barbecue and layers of tender beef. Enjoy your brisket on a brioche bun or in a hearty bowl. Wintertime is the right time for barbecue brisket from Wawa. Order yours today, in-store or on the Wawa app. Gotta have a Wawa. Wawa has such a wide variety of roasts and blends of your favorite flavors of coffee. For the late nighter at work that just became an all-nighter. For when you have a full day of video conference calls, you need full-bodied roasts and blends. Now, for a limited time, try our Winter Reserve Blend, a specialty-grade blend sourced from the world's finest coffee regions. Wawa coffee is 100% sustainable and 100% there for you. Thinking coffee? Think Wawa.
Every player matters, and finding the right person can make all the difference.
In 1999, the Indianapolis Colts traded Marshall Faulk to the St. Louis Rams for a second and fifth round pick. The move helped transform the Rams offense into one of the most dynamic in the history of the NFL. They became known as the greatest show on turf. Faulk won the NFL MVP in 2000, and the Rams went on to reach 2 Super Bowls, winning Super Bowl 34.
Build your winning team today. Go to linkedin.com/sports.
When scouting talent, teams use all the tools at their disposal to determine the best fit for their rosters. LinkedIn Jobs works that way for your business. Post a job with targeted screening questions, and LinkedIn will quickly get your role in front of qualified candidates. Manage job posts and contact candidates from a single view as functions are streamlined onto one simple screen. Get $50 off your first job post at linkedin.com/sports. That's linkedin.com/sports. Terms and conditions apply.
Bria's Fashion Boutique is the worst. First, they asked me if I needed help finding anything. Just because I'm gorgeous doesn't mean I need help.
No matter how hard you work for your small business, online reviewers will find something to complain about.
Then they tell me they're having a sale. Oh, so you're assuming I'm poor. Cool.
And while Progressive can't save you from these trolls, we can help you save money on commercial auto and business insurance.
Also, they tried to give me the friends and family discount. I'm not your friend, so...
Get a quote online today at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliated and third-party insurers.
For DIY projects, you know the Home Depot's always in your corner. Now with our mobile app, it can also be in the palm of your hand. With digital tools like image search, snap a picture of something. It'll recognize it and serve up product suggestions in seconds. And our product locator will check availability and lead you right to it. The Home Depot mobile app. Download it today to get started. Only from the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Does it feel like finding clothes in your fit is impossible? Tired of feeling overwhelmed with options that just aren't right? Let the experts at Stitch Fix do the shopping for you. At Stitch Fix, we make sure each piece is hand-selected for your life. So whether you're staying home or on the go, Stitch Fix has the answer for what to wear. We make it easy to find what works for you. Signing up takes just a few minutes, and styles are delivered directly to your door. Get started today at StitchFix.com. Stitch Fix, your style delivered.
I'm Brian Westbrook, and going from the football life to the farm life wasn't easy. But here's a switch that was. Godshall's Turkey Bacon. 80% less fat, but 100% real smoked bacon delicious. It's turkey bacon for folks that love pork bacon. Classic, uncured, maple, or fully cooked. Godshall's Turkey Bacon. Make the switch today. Get Godshall's at Acme, ShopRite, Walmart, Sam's Club, and Redner's. Real meat, real wood smoked, real delicious bacon.
Sometimes in business, the unexpected comes calling. But even in, I'm gonna say it, unprecedented times, don't bounce back. Bounce forward with Comcast Business. Bounce forward fast with internet speeds up to a gig, with the flexibility to update your bandwidth in just a few clicks, and with security solutions that help keep your connected devices protected. Be fast, be flexible, be ready for what's next. And bounce forward. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com to learn more.
Every play is a play to bet on. Whether it's who scores next, a three-pointer, or a free throw, it could be the play that matters to you. So bet live at Unibet Sportsbook. Live betting options for every moment of the game. Sign up today and get $250 risk-free. Download the app or visit pa.unibet.com. Unibet Sportsbook. Crazy about the odds. Must be 21 or over to play and physically located in Pennsylvania. Restrictions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Do you own or rent your home? Sure you do. Fortunately, Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. It's a good thing, too, because having a home is hard work. Go to geico.com, get a quote, and see how much you could save. Geico.com. Easy.
Citadel Credit Union has a checking account that's built for you. For a limited time, get $300 when you open a new checking account at citadelbanking.com/radio. Citadel Credit Union, building strength together. Federally insured by NCUA.
Now, back to the John Kincade Show intervention of the Philadelphia Eagles on 97.5 The Fanatic.
John Kincade Show, 97.5 The Fanatic. Your opportunity to step to the podium at 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. And again, I had someone reach out earlier. Do you have the audio that you wanted to play, Mr. Egan, on what I said earlier? Or would you just like me to say it?
Oh, we're
again?
getting it. Yeah, we're getting it.
Or should I share it again? Well, we'll wait. There is someone that I trust just saying to me, keep your eye out for something. That not fire, but there's definite smoke regarding a candidate in the Eagles coaching search. So, Derek Gunn will join us coming up and more here on the John Kincade Show. And your opportunity to get in at 610-632-0975. I want to go to another emailer. And let me see here. OB.
OB, yeah, sure.
Says, Dear Eagles, may I intervene? Over the last 2 years, more than your below-average drafting and the poor contracts that you've doled out, player development has been your true Achilles heel. Too many times, players have introduced themselves to your roster and almost instantly lost value. Your best way to combat this? It's hiring better coaches. Not just head coaches, but great position coaches and coordinators, too. That way, maybe your quarterback won't completely lose his way 4 years into his career. DBs who played man-to-man in college can keep their value when they're asked to play zone in the NFL. And after dominating for 3 weeks, your wide receiver can counter when defenses adjust to him. And of course, maybe you go get a guy on your staff that values linebackers and can develop them into legitimate players. 4 words: coach them up better. That's your biggest problem. Put more focus on the quality of your assistant coaches. Lately, they've been real bad. OB sharing his thoughts.
There it is.
This is great.
I love how there's a sprinkling of, in all of the intervention today, there's a sprinkling of, here's what you did wrong, and here's what you need to do moving forward. It's not all heavy one way or the other. It's a great mixture. And as I say that, Howie and Jeffrey are over there nodding their heads in approval. So I think we are accomplishing what we set out to do so far today,
Yes,
James.
I mean, listening is one thing, but acting on what you heard is another. And they can listen all they want, but until they make that change and Howie trusts his scouts, nothing's going to change.
Sure. Mark in Wyncote. The Philadelphia Eagles are listening. The floor is yours.
Thank you. First, they need to have me as part of their scouting department. Second, they need to draft athletic corners who know how to get their hips and heads around to find the football, Howard. There was a lot of touchdown passes given up where all they had to do was turn their heads around and they were sure enough interceptions. Secondly, there's a field of diamonds that they don't even touch when it comes to draft time, and that's the HBCU schools that are filled with athletic speed players for corners, receivers, and linebackers, because they do need linebackers bad. And so I would say to you, go to that field of diamonds and look there. There are plenty of athletic corners who can get their heads around and find the football. Not that I'm anti a lot of their corners, but to be honest, their corners are terrible.
There you go. I'm surprised we are 2.5 hours into the intervention, and Howie, it's the first time that you've heard someone truly address that secondary, which honestly is towards the top of my list of things that annoys me to no end.
Really?
Yes. The Eagles secondary. I feel it's been subpar. I think it's been subpar for 3 years.
Absolutely. Oh my God.
And it's something where, but this is the first time that really someone has stepped to the podium at 610-632-0975 and took the time to address that. That to me, it's frustrating as all get out.
Well, it's funny. I think you said it's been bad for 3 years, and I don't know if you said that subconsciously or just went back to the shit.
It's been bad longer than that.
I know.
It was bad during the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's what I can't, and I've said it over and over again. I can't stand that their secondary was so bad, particularly in that Super Bowl, and they did nothing to address it for the next season.
If Patrick Surtain ends up becoming the guy, Darius Slay and Surtain in the cornerback positions, that excites the hell out of me.
Get you see now, a little excitement here. Pat, I had a friend on the flight home from watching that Super Bowl. I check my phone, and one of my friends is at a series of texts is I've been crying. This is the greatest moment of my life. And then there was the text. Jim Schwartz should have had to walk home. And I said,
Not
that's
the time,
most
bud.
Philly thing ever.
Not the time. Time and place.
Tears of joy.
That is the most Philly thing ever. The greatest moment of our sports fandom. And he's saying, well, Schwartz should have had to walk home from Minnesota.
That's a thought that you might have that you table until the first game of the next season when his defense gets torched.
See, they played well against the Falcons in that opener.
Oh yeah, and then they played like crap against Tampa Bay and Ryan Fitzpatrick and Miami.
Man, there were some strange moments. Absolutely strange moments. Here we go. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975 for your chance to get in. Christy kept it very short on an email. John.Kincade@bbgi.com. She kept it very short on an email. Let me make this short and sweet. Mr. Laurie, Mr. Roseman, I think you surround yourself with enablers, even in your local media arrangements. There's a line that many will not cross with your performance or your behaviors. This has been a very civil conversation this morning that I've been listening to on 97.5 The Fanatic. I'm suggesting that you need to not have your in-house media put out the word for you and sell your franchise. You need to allow the people that we listen to every day, that we make appointments to every day, to get that message out. What I've heard this morning is a lot of people that are so into your sport and so into your product. They want to spend more. They want to invest more of their joy, of their time, of their passion. Stay away from the mouthpieces and be more aligned with people who will call you out on your ish. Thank you, Christy. They will call you out on your ish. Look, there are, I got to tell you, I don't think there's any shortage of Philadelphia media that I know, whether it is this radio station, any other radio station, print media, TV media, that won't have a strong opinion, Bob, and call out the Eagles. I've had very few people that hold their tongue. So I don't know that I necessarily agree with what Christy's thinking.
Yeah, I first of all, the Eagles don't appoint the people who cover their team.
Except their in-house media.
Well, I mean, yeah.
And I think they do some really good jobs. I think they have some good in-house media.
Yes.
They have some good in-house media.
Yes, they do. But yeah, you can count on not one half of one hand how many people won't take the proper shots.
Yes.
Proper shots.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's some that will not.
Yeah.
Some that will not.
Yeah, I don't know who Jeffrey's counsel is. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. If it's Howie, then that's a problem. You know what I mean? Like, if he's looking to Howie for every in-house decision or being told what's right and wrong, I don't know if Howie can be the guy that tells Jeffrey, you look fat in those jeans.
We have a strong media contingent in this town. And one of the things I love about it is a lot of times you feel that they've got passion for the product.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thrilled that Derek Gunn wanted to step up to the microphone today and address the Philadelphia Eagles organization. Derek, this stage is yours, my man.
Since 2017 Super Bowl triumph, when this organization stood before us and vowed that this was the new norm, we have watched a slow, steady decline in this team's overall performance. We have watched recent draft after draft come and go, and quality player after quality player land everywhere but Philadelphia. Now, granted, you've had a few base hits with the Dallas Goedert and Miles Sanders, but you've had way too many pop-ups with mediocre or role players at best. 2020, we were forced to watch the bottom fall out. Now, granted, significant injuries played a prominent role with this exercise of futility, but you still had a chance to win more games than you lost, but you failed to get to where you needed to go. And so here we stand. The head coach is now gone. The franchise quarterback is fractured. The roster has gotten old, and the youth movement has a huge question mark over it. We ask that moving forward that you find an innovative offensive mind that can inject some creativity and unpredictability in this offense, similar to what we see with the Kansas City, Baltimore's, Tampa Bay, New Orleans, and Green Bay's. Find another Joe Douglas who can evaluate good young talent to replenish the roster. Let your new head coach pick his own staff. And do not, I beg you, do not let this team become the new Cleveland Browns or Cincinnati Bengals, where postseason appearances become few and far in between. If you learn from your recent past sins, you can turn this team around in a few years. We've seen it done with other organizations. And fans will be patient if they see the potential on the field of play and not the phantom promises you force-fed us the last few years. Right now, you are at rock bottom, and there's nowhere to go but up. But up is not that far off. And I emphasize, if you truly commit to moving in a new direction, because the direction you've traveled the past few years has hit a dead end.
Derek Gunn, who I would suggest that, Howie, I'd suggest maybe you bring in Derek and you see if he'd like to be a backup linebacker next year. I mean, the man looks like he could still play. I'm like, get him in here.
As soon as you said Derek Gunn's name, Howie and Jeffries, their chins went to their chests.
Yes.
Honest to God. And they just closed their eyes and absorbed everything that Derek had to say.
Derek's thoughtful, forceful.
Yes.
Thoughtful, forceful. It's a great balance.
It is.
It's a great balance. He's one of the voices, I can tell you, that I always sought out as a fan 750 miles south.
Yeah. I mean, he has relationships in that locker room that a lot don't. And when he says they're not that far away,
that makes me feel a little better. Now,
I do believe it.
That's funny is I took notes myself and I said that's what made me perk up.
This isn't, the NBA or Major League Baseball where it takes several years to turn things around. We have Carson Wentz. I believe he's correctable. And if he's correctable, some minor tweaking here and there and drafting well can turn this around a lot quicker than people realize.
Here's what surprised me. I thought for sure Derek Gunn was going to say, find a defensive guy, find somebody that sort of sets that physical tone. Derek clearly advocates for the creative, out-of-the-box offensive mind, which would lead me to a Joe Brady type.
Right.
That you're trying to find somebody that it's the new NFL and you got to score 35.
Yeah, and as Derek said, become like the Green Bay Packers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, New Orleans, innovative offenses. And every team that he named, oh, by the way, is still alive in the NFC playoffs.
And you're right.
Yeah. So
you're right about it.
Your models are there.
Let's look at the 8 that are playing this weekend. And by the way, this is my favorite weekend of NFL playoffs.
Oh, it's the best.
I love these 8 games the best. Is always sort of my favorite. Okay, innovative action. Buffalo, absolutely. I mean, what happened this year for Buffalo was fantastic.
Yeah.
It's innovative in Baltimore with Greg Roman. It's innovative It's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
I don't want it.
But it's playing to a strength that you clearly have.
Correct.
And that's what I love.
I believe that offense is doomed for failure. Because if your quarterback's going to take that many hits, I think it's a doomed for failure.
Sure.
I think you are going to take years off the back end of your franchise quarterback's career.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to have gaps of time where your franchise quarterback is not ready to play. Andy Reid obviously has always been an innovator. He's always been one of those guys.
Sure.
The Cleveland Browns, Stefanski, man. A lot of people want to criticize Baker Mayfield.
He's had his best year,
but that offense is fun.
Yeah,
and by the way, very run reliant too.
Yep.
I think the most likely team to run on first down too. So
and look, a guy you brought into your own building and John Dorsey is responsible for some of those draft picks there. So let the guy draft here because you're probably going to lose him pretty soon if you don't.
We know Sean Payton. We know Bruce Arians. Both of them like to do some crazy, funky stuff when it comes to the offensive side of the ball. Innovative and different and interesting. Sean McVay. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Matt LaFleur. Okay, that's 8 for 8, guys.
Yes, it is.
As far as the innovative, it's 8 for 8.
Yeah.
And it's something that we can't miss on. It's something we can't miss on. By the way, you don't want to miss Commonwealth Charter Academy. They are the market leader in cyber education, and cyber education has become incredibly important, especially right now during this pandemic. So visit ccaeducate.me, ccaeducate.me, and get enrollment details, which is great. So we have a lot of people listening on right now using the app. Make sure you've got the mobile app enabled for those push notifications. A lot of you streaming the show. And you realize you can spend more time with us every single morning. So if you want to shave and listen to us, you want to, you getting breakfast together. I know that Coach was saying yesterday morning that him and Cam were listening to the show on Alexa.
Yep.
Listening on Alexa. It's a very easy way to be able to constantly listen to the show. You don't just have to wait till you get in your car to be part of the show. And I appreciated it. Jeffrey Lurie said the first thing he does, he has his driver put on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Yeah,
I think it was great. It was really nice of him.
That's how Jamie got into radio also. He had his driver put on Sports Talk Radio when he was a little kid, and it was cool. So we appreciate that, Mr. Laurie. Howie says he listens in the shower every morning while he manscapes.
Okay.
Yeah, so
and he manscapes.
He just let it go. He said that to me during the break. I just didn't.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Howie planning on a little sexy time later. You never know.
Hopefully it's a sexy draft pick at number 6.
That's what we're all looking for.
Yeah.
Earlier today, I shared a little bit of insight that someone who I trust for information told me this. Smoke this morning around Joe Brady. Now, I thought it was strange, though, because yesterday, and I went back and listened to a little bit of it, which, by the way, you can always do on our YouTube channel. Go to 97.5 The Fanatic on YouTube. Hearing Dan Orlovsky's words yesterday, I think Dan Orlovsky was hinting around that he thought Joe Brady would get this job. Like he was saying, don't be a year late on Joe Brady. That's what his warning yesterday from Dan Orlovsky. Pat, it was something that made your ears perk up too. It's clear that Orlovsky is in the Joe Brady camp. That's a high endorsement.
Yeah, it's got to be, right? I mean, it was unprovoked and a high praise. And then this is followed by him saying that he had talked to potential coaching candidates. He wasn't naming names, but he had talked to potential coaching candidates about Carson Wentz, and the reports back where they all love him. So, and then all of a sudden he unprovoked brings up Joe Brady, a name that we really hadn't brought up. Well, a few of us had, but it was really just in passing. That perked my ears up.
And the idea that do not be a year late on Joe Brady.
Yeah, that stuck with me.
It did too.
Yeah.
Is that bold, innovative, and honestly, in a rebuild, you could sort of take a flyer, right, in a rebuild on taking the bold move, the bold chance, and if it pays off, it's great, but you already know you're expecting to not be competing for championships in 2021. I think,
sure.
Mr. Laurie, I understand. Jeffrey's nodding. He's nodding big time.
Yeah, there's a little buffer there when you're in your retooling phase.
Yes.
But look to the job Joe Brady did with 2 receivers in Carolina this year that had career years. With Teddy Bridgewater, who's, a middle-of-the-pack quarterback, but Curtis Samuel and Robbie Anderson, who was a guy on the Eagles roster, both had career years. And then you look to them in college with Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. Obviously, I think the 3 of us could have called an offense with Joe Burrow and those 2 at wide receiver. but he knows how to get the most out of wide receivers. And then the year before that, he was with the Saints, and Sean Payton is an innovative guy. So his DNA is that of a bright offensive mind, and he's young, and maybe we get our own boy wonder like the Rams got Sean McVay.
Sure.
And to me, he's worth taking a shot on. I'm willing to risk a year to find out.
Here's one thing I got a problem with. Now, Matt LaFleur was in Atlanta. Kyle Shanahan was in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Payton, Sean McVay, out with the Rams after being in Washington. All those young, uber offensive geniuses, they've all got abs. And they're really proud of the abs. They got six-packs. Sean McVay has an 8-pack that he's proud of.
Yeah.
I can tell you, Matt LaFleur, very proud of having abs.
Sure.
Everything. Does Joe Brady have abs? Look at the pictures.
We like our coaches doughy.
Yeah, I don't want a guy with abs.
You don't want a guy with abs?
I don't want a guy that has enough time to work out.
Well, he's redheaded. Carson's redheaded.
Would you take Sean McVay and his abs here right now? Pat Egan, you say you don't want a guy. You're telling me you wouldn't want Sean McVay and his abs in this
What a
town?
hot take that would be, right?
I mean, seriously, you like his abs?
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying
I'm going to be the guy that says I don't want to coach because he's got abs.
But I'm telling you this, isn't there something about it that these young offensive gurus all want to have the same sort of look?
They do shots of wheatgrass in the morning.
Studly. They're looking studly. They can work out. I'm everything a guy does when he wants to get the big job is calculated. Correct, Bob?
Oh, sure. No question. And look,
are the abs calculated?
Presentation's there. It shows discipline to your players. It shows that you can discipline yourself, your body, your workouts, whatever it may be.
Andy Reid scoffs, by the way, at this. Andy's watching on YouTube right now, scoffing at this.
Yeah, he's the antithesis of that, right? So, I mean, you can win doughy, you can win with abs.
You're voting for doughy.
Hey, Doughy tells me he's comfortable.
I'll tell you this, though, the doughy 30-year-old bothers me.
Joe Brady shirtless Google search yields nothing.
Yields nothing.
Yeah, so I can't speak to his abs.
I'm just saying is that a doughy
the things you do for work.
When I look at a doughy, wait till these cyber criminals are looking at it going, why is he checking out guys' abs? A doughy 30-year-old bothers me, Egan.
Why? I'm a doughy 30-year-old, and you have a problem with me.
You're in good shape.
No,
come on, you're not doughy.
No, with my shirt off, I look like a pear.
I'm talking about doughy. I'm talking about dumpy-looking 30-year-old.
No, Joe Brady, I don't think he looks dumpy-looking.
No, I'm just saying no, I didn't say he looks dumpy-looking. I'm just saying.
Why do you hate Joe Brady?
It bothers me. If Joe Brady,
it's body shaming.
If there is truly smoke that could lead to fire, Joe. We can get you.
I can't believe we're having this conversation.
We can get you.
Is this what sports radio's become?
Look, by the way, Kevin has sent in a note. And Kevin says, in regards to the intervention you're having today, I have a 6-step program to fix the Eagles' problem.
Oh.
It's literally a 6-step program. Go to the front door of the NovaCare complex, open the door, and walk 6 steps. You are now 6 feet away and socially distanced from the Eagles, Howie. Keep it that way. Now, Kevin, I'm not sure you understand the sort of the culture we're trying to create here. He wants 6 feet away, so obviously he's worried about the pandemic and stuff being spread. So, in that regard, I think that's really, really good. But it's meant to be not said meanly.
Exactly.
Right, you're not to be said meanly. By the way, what's with, speaking of meanly, Bob wants to know about Bob on my social media. What's with Bob and New Balance? He said, I will do a push-up contest, a boxing match,
wow,
and a 5-mile run against Bob Cooney any day that he wants, making fun of Kincaid's New Balance. I'm in them right now. And by the way, I'm 62 years old.
Oh, nice. Good for you.
People love their New Balance.
I say it affectionately.
Mandelbaum.
I mean, seriously, he's got 62 years old.
I say it affectionately.
That's, by the way, me wearing sneakers to work today was, by the way, it was meant for Bob. And I waited for Bob to notice that I wore sneakers to work.
Yeah, I noticed.
I'm trying to loosen up a little. I wore sneakers today.
The official dad sneaker is the Air Monarchs.
Yeah. By the way,
the Nikes.
I've got a pair.
Do you?
The white with the blue stripe.
Yeah.
I've got a pair.
Atta guy.
Always got a pair. Got to have it.
Be proud of it.
I got to be paired. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. If you're watching on YouTube, if you got twitch.tv, head up. We love it. And carry that app with you all day long. It's the John Kincade Show. 1 hour to go as we intervene on your behalf with the Philadelphia Eagles. Here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
From collegiate to professional sports, the sports calendar is in full swing. And there's no better place to get in on all of that action than with DraftKings Sportsbook. It's America's top-rated sportsbook app. To celebrate this year's football playoffs, DraftKings is giving all new players the chance to bet on any of this weekend's professional football games at 100-1 odds. And this weekend is going to be awesome. That's right. All you have to do is bet $1 on any of the teams this weekend. And if your team wins, you cash $100. That easy. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code FANATIC when you sign up to get 100-1 odds on any football game this weekend. That's code FANATIC for new players to get a shot at $100 on any football action this weekend for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older, Pennsylvania only. Restrictions apply. In partnership with Meadows Racetrack and Casino. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the John Kincade Show intervention of the Philadelphia Eagles on 97.5 The Fanatic.
I hate Steven Singer.
I get that a lot.
You know why?
Why?
Because unless I buy my gifts from Steven Singer Jewelers, my wife isn't satisfied.
So, how can I help you?
Well, how do you get away with advertising real roses you don't throw in the trash in a week?
They're my famous roses, dipped in pure 24-karat gold. They last forever.
Sounds expensive.
They start at just $59. Each one comes in a premium color and is shipped in our signature gift box with a love message from you.
Do I have to water it?
Nope, it's a real rose, and it's preserved in pure gold.
All right. How do I get one?
Easy. Just go to IHateStevenSinger.com.
Shipping.
It's free, and your rose is guaranteed for life.
What if she hates my personal love message?
Just pick one from our online list.
Just click on IHateStevenSinger.com to see the entire collection of real roses dipped in 24-karat gold. No matter how you feel about Steven Singer, she'll love it.
Do you still hate me?
Absolutely.
Hey, it's Anthony Gargano. Life's coming at us hard these days, right? We go 100 miles an hour. We feel stressed, run down. We're dehydrated, get headaches, body aches. We're working overtime to try to protect ourselves from getting sick. So I needed a positive way to recharge and refuel. Enter Exeva Vitamin Infusion Therapy. It's been a game changer for me. I love it. Imagine flooding your body with these vitamins, nutrients, amino acids, and hydration you need to boost your immune system, elevate your mood and your energy level, and replenish your reserves in under an hour. We're talking vitamins, nutrients, and hydration administered by a board-certified nurse at one of Exeva's modern infusion suites. It's amazing. I felt incredible. And I received my infusion, got a flat screen TV. I was reading. It was relaxing. Learn more about Exeva's vitamin therapies at Exeva.com. That's AXIVA.com. Exeva. Replenish, recharge, relief.
Allstate now has deeper savings. And deeper savings require deep thoughts and a deep voice, like mine. Save for being a new customer. Save more for adding DriveWise. And save even more for driving safely. Visit Allstate.com or contact your local agent for a quote today. As someone once said, saving today is money tomorrow. That's deep.
Not available in every state. New customer savings based on early signing discount. DriveWise is an optional feature. Savings vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Some fuel system cleaner could help. It cleans your entire fuel system to help improve your fuel economy. Right now, you can get Chevron Techron Complete Fuel System Cleaner for just $4.99. Plus a $1 bonus reward if you're an AutoZone Rewards member. Not a member? We can sign you up fast right here in store or on AutoZone.com. Getting the job done just got easier. Terms at AutoZone.com/rewards. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
It's time for some straight talk. Look, we all drop our phones. It happens. You fumble it, crack it, splash it. Well, Straight Talk Wireless now offers this new Platinum Unlimited plan that includes phone protection. Just $65 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data, plus 20 gigs of hotspot, 100 gigs of cloud storage, and more. All on the best networks. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. See Mobile Protect terms and conditions at Asurion.com/Straight Talk. Limitations and exclusions apply.
Stay safe in the new year with a new Face John. That's right. Philly's favorite mask has all new styles for the new year. Whether you're a fan of the local sports teams or general local flavor, get a John for your face at facejohn.com. And remember, every mask purchased is a mask donated to a local school. So help out your community, keep yourself safe, and represent your city, team, or style with a Face John. Visit facejohn.com and mask up, Philly.
Since the dawn of time, men and women have fought over one thing: the temperature. It's too hot. It's too cold. I'm sweating. I'm freezing. It's time to end the thermostat wars. It's time to give peace a chance. It's time for a high-efficiency heating and cooling system for even, consistent heat in your home. And with Trane's whole house air filtration system, you'll breathe cleaner, healthier air. Visit Trane.com to find an independent Trane comfort specialist near you. It's hard to stop a Trane.
Has spending so much extra time at home uncovered electrical problems you didn't even know you had? Hey, it's Mike Miss for Farron Electric. Well, whether it's ungrounded outlets, breakers that keep tripping, not enough receptacles in certain rooms, or even if you need a new exterior outlet, Farron Electric can help. And they'll take every available health precaution while doing so. For help with all your electrical needs, trust my electrician, Farron Electric. That's FarronElectric.com, FARRYN Electric.com.
Sometimes in business, the unexpected comes calling. But even in, I'm going to say it, unprecedented times, don't bounce back. Bounce forward with Comcast Business. Bounce forward fast with internet speeds up to a gig, with the flexibility to update your bandwidth in just a few clicks, and with security solutions that help keep your connected devices protected. Be fast, be flexible, be ready for what's next. And bounce forward. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com to learn more.
Whether you rent or own, Geico makes it easy to bundle home and car insurance. Having a home is hard work, so get a quote at Geico.com. Easy.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Eagles fans around the city, around the world, continue to feel frustrated, continue to feel disappointed, but continue to feel love for our birds. Many times, the only way to get through to a loved one is to sit them down, share your thoughts, and give them some tough love. Today, we sit our loved one down, the Philadelphia Eagles, for a long time coming intervention. This is the John Kincade Show intervention of the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's continue.
9 o'clock hour of the John Kincade Show, brought to you by the Bagster, the dumpster in a bag. Get yours today at Home Depot and Lowe's. For details, go to Bagster.com. And I think it says it right. As we begin this final hour of the Eagles intervention, and you never know who's going to drop by, we've got some big names that are stopping on in to share their thoughts. Please let me share mine. It's been a long time that I've waited to be a resident of the great state of Pennsylvania again. On January 1st of 1995, I went to Georgia. But what stayed behind here was my heart for the sports teams. I never lost my love of the teams that I grew up with. Never betrayed that love to kiss butt with the fans of my new hometown in Atlanta, where I spent 25 years. Every time there was a home playoff game, Delta was ready when I was. And I was there. And every opportunity that I had, I was there in the stands. Could I have sat up, Jeffrey, Howie, in a nice heated box? No. I chose to buy tickets and be amongst high school, college friends, people that I've known all my life that share my love and devotion to the Philadelphia Eagles. That's where I wanted to be. In the 400 level, freezing my hiney off as I saw the Eagles beat the Atlanta Falcons in the divisional playoff game. Another flight home just to come back the following weekend to see that glorious NFC Championship victory over the Minnesota Vikings. Seeing it in the stands. Track the credit card. You know I buy tickets every year. My daughter, raised from birth, every night when we said prayers, dream of daddy, your puppy dogs, and the Eagles winning the Super Bowl. At 14, she saw it. She saw that Super Bowl, and God bless it, it was one of the most glorious events of my entire life. I said to God that I would never ask for another one. But God, I certainly didn't ask for this. When a great organization goes off the rails, they can take control of the wheel, yank it back, and get back between the white lines. The greatest business, potentially, in the history of the United States, Coca-Cola did it. They thought their great product wasn't good enough, and they made mistakes. And they went and created new Coke. But you know what they did? They corrected it. And they brought back what everybody loved. The Eagles know the answer. You know the answer, Jeffrey. It's been in your building before. Go back to best practices. Howie, go back to managing the cap and overseeing the operation and maximizing revenues so Jeffrey will continue to love you. The Eagles need a wake-up call, and hopefully today is it. And I'm thrilled that we were able to be a little part of it. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975.
So what you're saying is put the cocaine back in the Coca-Cola?
Well, no, I mean it was the.
That's what I got.
It was the.
That's what I was picking up.
It was the 80s when New Coke came out in the 80s. One of the greatest marketing disasters. They may have been early 90s even. One of the greatest marketing disasters in the history of our country.
It's like that in the Chevy Nova.
I mean, terrible. There was a thing called a pacer. Are you too old for the pacer? Are you too young
it was
for
all
the
windows.
Pacer?
Yeah, they're in
Right?
Indiana.
It was like an egg.
Yeah, it was
like
it was
an
a
egg
car
car.
that had like windows everywhere.
It was like an AM. It was AMC, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
The
Yeah.
AMC Pacer.
What's your Mount Rushmore of bad marketing?
No,
plans?
we're not doing that. Other shows have did it, but you may want to put that up on the John Kincade Show poll question.
I've seen this
I'm
car.
sorry,
yeah.
we don't do that. The
That's pretty
Pacers,
hideous.
It's terrible. By the way, James chimes in.
Great
Howie?
name. Great name.
Howie, hopefully you're listening here. He says, Howie is a good money and trade guy. Okay, Howie's nodding his head. He likes how this email's going. But picking players, not so much. College talent takes special evaluation, and it takes getting knee-deep in visiting players, seeing them up close. Get us a good coach and a talent scout. That's what James wants. What do you want? 610-632-0975. That's how you get in on the Eagles intervention here on the John Kincade Show. By the way, tonight, the Flyers and the Penguins. So it's game 2 of the season tonight, 7 o'clock on the Fanatic, the Flyers and the Penguins. And after what we saw in the third period the other night, let's hope we get more of that right off the bat.
I'm pumped. I love watching this Flyers team play.
Young, talented,
Yeah.
exciting.
Deep.
See, that's why I'm waiting. I waited for that reaction. That's what Mr. Laurie shaking his head. Obviously a big Flyboy fan.
Yeah.
I'm not putting up with it.
I mean, they drafted well.
See?
Howie just went with his fingers.
He's 4 for 4.
4
He's
for
4 for
4.
4.
Yeah.
Well, 5 for 5. He's a union guy.
Oh.
Oh, he's a union
He's
guy
doing
too?
that now, too.
And
Yeah.
Howie,
He loves Jim Curtin.
Who doesn't?
Howie, smaller bites on the man.
He said during the break he wanted pizza.
And
I
he brought it
just
in. It was
giggled.
good. I got to love this. Hey, you know that Lowe's offers the pros commercial cleaning supplies from top brands like Clorox, Zep, and Rubbermaid, but they offer them to you too to help you stay clean and safe. Shop Lowe'sForPros.com and choose delivery or pickup in store. Lowe's is the new home for pros, U.S. only. Now, I was a little surprised when I bumped into this guy out at the coffee maker. Mike Missinelli, not on the air till 2 o'clock. Ready to go.
Jeez.
Ready to go. That's what he said when he saw Egan. But ready to go and ready to share his thoughts. And Mike, I mean, like, what are you feeling this morning? Tell us.
All right, I live in the same neighborhood. Well, not really. I live close in that neighborhood. So it's me kind of walking my dog, and somehow, accidentally on purpose, I run into Jeffrey Lurie, who's walking his dog with his lovely wife. And I sit there and I go, Jeff, I'm Mike Missinelli. Can I talk to you for a couple seconds? I just admire you as a man, and I admire the Eagles, and I want to just try to bring you with the everyman viewpoint of what you're doing wrong here as the owner of Philadelphia Eagles. Can we go in? And he pours me a little glass of Louis XIII, and we sit there and we sip, and I go, here's the deal. Don't look down at your fan base. They are your customer. They don't want to hear you in your alternate reality, which is what you said the other day. Your alternate reality is you haven't done anything wrong. You got to bite the bullet. You got to, even though Howie Roseman is your friend, judge him critically. You can't say, well, you have to look at our track record over the last 20 years and look at the metrics of this, and everybody has their ups and downs, and we've had a lot of talent here, and that's why we've been successful. You got to bite the bullet and say, okay, my general manager really didn't do a good enough job last year, but we're hoping that he can do a better job. I understand that you don't want to fire him. You've made that perfectly clear. But you can't ignore the fact that he has not fortified the Philadelphia Eagles. And you got to be straight with the fan base. They are your customer. They don't live in the rarefied air of you. They're regular people who care about their team. Jeffrey, come down a peg. Be with your people. Say something like, we have to do a better job. It was unsatisfactory. I believe Howie can do a better job. That's why he's keeping his job. But I'm paying attention, my friends. And then I go, Jeff, nice being with you. And I take my dog and I go home and I tip my cap to the fans.
Mike Missinelli. And he brought the dog here to the studio, which is great, too.
Yes. Shima.
Shima?
Shima, yeah.
Shima.
That's his dog's name, yeah. Shima.
Wait a minute now.
Adorable dog.
So Mikey Miss has a dog named Shima. What kind of dog?
It's a Shima Inu, I believe.
I couldn't tell what that Shima Inu.
I think that's
what does that mean?
Shiba Inu.
Shiba? Is it
What
Shiba?
is it?
It's like they're like little miniature. They look
Dogs.
like they look like a mix
Looks like
of
a
like
dog.
red pandas and huskies.
Really?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Okay, so they're
kind of.
I mean, that's a beautiful dog.
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
Now the thing is, though, Mikey Miss, though, I've got the dog named Nikki Foles.
Yes, you do.
I got a dog named after Nikki Foles. You have a dog in the household, Bob?
Yes.
What's the dog name?
Rosie.
Rosie, named after?
My son rescued it, and I believe that was her name when he rescued it.
So he rescued
Yes.
the dog, so
Yes.
the dog already knew its name.
Yes.
Is there a dog on the grounds other than the guard dogs at the gigs?
Other than
Jamie,
Doberman Pinschers
is
out
there
by
any-
the...
is there-
Yes,
is there
there's
a dog?
lovely Bootsy, and she rocks. She rocks an Eagles collar and leash.
We have Aunt Bootsy, too. We named that after Aunt Bootsy.
Both rescues.
Over in England.
And we have a cat as well that showed up at our South Philly home one day.
And what was the name of the cat?
Piper.
Oh, my God. What? Seriously.
My wife named her because she was orange.
Piper.
Orange is the new black. Piper, big character.
Piper's very... Now, Egan, dog name?
J-Roll.
J-Roll.
Yeah. You'll never believe who I named him after.
Jimmy Rollins,
Yeah.
baby.
Ask him what his feline is named.
What is your cat
The
name?
cat's named Cat Burl.
Cat Burl. See, I love that.
Egan's totally normal.
Yeah.
Does Cat Burl stroll the streets at night?
Funny story about
Always
Cat.
in heat?
Funny story about Cat Burl. We thought it was a boy for the first 2 years, and we found out it was a girl.
Did you find out because somebody turned up pregnant?
Well, that would be par for the course after the person named after him. But no, we found out we took him to the vet.
You took him to the vet to find out the sex of the cat?
The long story, it's not
Wait a
really
minute,
for
wait a
air,
minute,
but
wait.
Yeah.
I've never had a cat.
No,
Now,
I don't like cats.
I don't want to derail the conversation. Do
When-
cats not have visible...
No.
Wieners?
They don't? No, vaginas is what I was saying.
Whoa. I was going...
Well,
yellow.
I dropped our cat off yesterday at
Right,
the
it's a medical
groomer.
term.
And
Yes.
the question got asked to me that I'd never been asked before. Would you like me to clean her
Yes.
her hiney?
Her hiney.
And I
The
think there's
anal- the anal glands.
The anal glands. Because, sometimes litter gets
Nikki
stuck in there.
Foles gets that all the time.
Okay, yeah. I'd never
The
been
dog
asked that
gets
question,
it.
and
Really?
I panicked.
That's a
I'm
bad
assuming
groomer.
it was an upcharge. I don't
Okay.
know.
I'll tell you this.
Panicked?
I was like, I guess. I don't know. Clean her hiney.
Yeah,
I
she'd
don't
like
know.
to have that done.
Yeah,
You know,
get
you
in
should-
there.
By the
I
way,
love how you said, I panicked.
when you have your dog groom, you should always have that. You should always have that.
We
dog
don't have our
groom.
dog groom.
Otherwise,
dog
they'll be
groom.
wiping their butts on
Yeah,
the
she
carpet a
wanted-
lot.
yeah,
You don't want that.
Bootsy
I
takes
like-
great poops.
I got to tell you this, though, is Mike Missinelli bringing us a vision there. You see, Mike,
I would not eat poop.
You see, Mikey Miss, he he gets to wander into Jeffrey's estate.
Oh, yeah.
And bring the dog.
And sip a little Louis the 13th.
He's got the right zip code.
I hope that I get to the point where, I'm in the Missanelli type echelon where I would get invited to go in and sip.
Me and Egan are surrounded with it. With Jamie, with you building the palatial mansion. We got Missanelli.
We haven't put that check down yet.
Okay.
We have not put that check down yet.
And meanwhile, Bob's homeless.
Yeah, I'm in a hut.
There he goes. 610-632-0975. Another email that I'd like to share from you comes from Colin. Colin says, and I say, Mr. Laurie, perk up. I think this thing has gone way too nicely today. I'm sitting in my office, and I'm actually contemplating the investment I want to make in your franchise going forward. I have never missed. 31 years, my company has given you an invoice and been willing to return it, even paying for improved parking and access to some of your premium items.
Wow.
The press conference you gave earlier this week that I heard on the Mike Missanelli show caused me to contemplate not sending in the invoice. Problem being that I wonder if you know what we've gone through this year. As a business owner who had to actually have employees take some furlough time, thankfully I've not had to lay anybody off. The amount of money we stroke to your organization in a check every year is a major investment. In fact, if I had wanted to dismiss some employees, I could have saved annual salary on 4 employees. Are you listening yet? Your Eagles tickets, the investment you ask of me, is 4 of my full-time employees every year. Not just their salaries, also what I have to contribute to make sure that they have their benefits. I'm not trying to alert you to anything, but there have to be men and women out there, small business owners that are in the same boat as me. You've had your people check in, you've had them make phone calls, you've stayed in touch. You have a first-class organization. Keep it that way. Don't insult my intelligence to think everything's okay here and we're living off a past resume. I can assure you this. My primary investor, who owns 60% of my business, who has never lifted a finger in the service we provide, is always wondering how I'm spending the money. I have to be accountable. You need to be accountable too. Are you paying attention? Because the press conference I heard on The Fanatic earlier this week, honestly, was an embarrassment. And I feel that if I ever did that in the presence of my primary investor, he would ask me to find somebody else to run my business. And the gentleman gives me his business.
Leave them out of it.
And also gives me his 8 premium tickets, exactly where they're located, and the premium parking place. I did not know there was premium parking. Did you know that?
Yes, there's a VIP lot close to 95 on the opposite side where the players are.
I take it that they valet.
Yeah,
I take it they valet.
Of course he knows where the premium parking is.
No, I didn't know, but I did know the Lynch's.
Yeah, they give you a nice little espresso shot before you enter.
That one was a little. That honestly,
Jamie, where's the helipad?
Yes.
It's at midfield with Jeffrey.
What time do you leave? Because guess what? Your backside's going to be traipsing around parking lots, walking.
Yeah,
with me. So just know that we're going to be walking around meeting people.
Oh, I love bouncing around tailgates.
Okay, so you do like that.
Oh, yeah, I don't like the VIP lot.
You're all right, rubbing elbows with the everyman.
Jamie shows up with his good pair of jeans.
Or Egan rubbing knees.
Yeah.
With the everyman.
Yeah.
The problem with that email, though, the primary investor is Jeffrey. So until Jeffrey realizes
but he's saying to
he's
him,
misallocating his own money, then I don't know if it's going to change.
Okay, here's what I'm shocked at, though. What he's investing in 8 premium tickets and parking, he could have laid off 4 employees, and it's 4 employees and what he has to contribute to the 4 employees' benefits? Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
A lot of coin.
Yes,
that is a lot of money. That is really a lot of money. I love it when impassioned Philadelphians found out what we were doing today And one of the great thrills of my life was being able to represent the brand of ESPN Radio when the John Kincade Show spent 7 years on ESPN Radio. And over that time, I got to rub elbows with one of the greatest Philadelphians, a guy who I think truly lives and breathes it. And Bob, you know it. Kevin DeGandhi, another proud Temple Owl like myself, Klein College, shout out. He also, like me, took his Philly fandom and he's made it something that he wears as a tattoo.
Oh, yeah.
That everybody knows.
And he uses this show, and we are proud to be used by him. He uses this show as his relief.
Yes.
About whether it's frustration, whether it's joy, whatever it may be about Philadelphia sports. Kevin loves to come on this show and just show his passion.
Absolutely.
Yes.
The passion is there.
We're the psychiatrist's couch for him.
Yes, we are.
And I know it because the only time that I've ever, broken bread and shared an adult beverage with Kevin, we talked pretty much nothing about career. We talked nothing. We talked a little bit about Temple, and we talked a lot about this football team. And so the floor is yours, ESPN's Kevin DeGandhi.
Jeffrey, how we doing? Unfortunately, it's come to this. And who would have thought, especially after your magical run 3 years ago? And you know what? We are forever grateful for bringing this city and the generation of fans the first Super Bowl title in our lifetime. But what happened, Jeffrey? What happened? How did we get here? And why are we here for the third time in 8 years? You were once a pillar of stability. Please don't turn into the East Coast version of Jerry Jones. Be Jeffrey Lurie, the man who let his football people make football decisions year after year. Let the coach pick his staff. Let the coach weigh in on the draft and the roster. Let the new coach cook with the ingredients that he wants to buy. And it's okay to let go, Howie. You nailed 2017. You deserve to cuss everyone out after that Patriots win. Trust me, I know. You cussed me out, and props to you. But in this city, you give it out, you got to take it. It's part of who we are. And sometimes to fix something, you have to take it apart instead of patch it together. And if this isn't figured out this offseason, we've got no direction. We've got no quarterback. We've got no trust. We're at a point where we're not mad. We're freaking frustrated. And if you think 2020 was bad, wait till you let the fan base back into the games in 2021. I want to tell you guys, don't lose the city after this hire. Don't lose the city after the next draft. Don't lose the city after week one. To quote a man you know all too well, the time is yours. But, fellas, this time you've got to make it right. And then you got to take a step back and let the football people make the decisions.
There it is.
Free Travis Fulgham.
And free Travis Fulgham. Kevin DeGandhi. He lives it. He breathes it. And I noticed that they understood. And Howie was nodding his head. Yeah, I did curse him out.
Yeah.
I did curse him out a little bit after that championship. He had hand. Howie, 3 years ago, and I'm looking as respectfully as possible, you had hand. Just 35 months ago, you had hand on all of us.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And you squandered it.
Yeah.
You squandered it. You can't just keep going back to that card. You got an email for us, Bob, of somebody wanting to get in.
I did. His name is Jeff.
Okay.
And he says, Dear Mr. Lurie, my name is Jeff from Doylestown. I'm a 21-year season ticket holder. He gives the section, row, and seat.
Love it.
I have been an Eagles fan for as long as I can remember. Through the highs and the lows, I have always bled green. However, this is the most crucial time in the future of the franchise. I can't deny that I have been angry with this organization since the draft this past season. Everything was pointing to a disastrous season. I try to have a positive outlook on things, but this year has changed me. There needs to be major changes in this organization. I know you may be thinking, who are all these people that are trying to tell me what to do? Well, we are the hardworking people who have loved this team for 20, 30, 40 plus years. We are the ones paying a lot of money, which most of us don't really have, to come out and cheer on your team every Sunday. All I'm asking of you, Mr. Laurie, is to do what is right and take a real hard look at this team and what it needs. Bring in the right people to evaluate talent and coach that talent. I don't want to spew hatred toward anyone in the organization. I just want them to improve and improve this team. Thank you, and go Birds.
There we go.
There it is.
And go Birds.
Go Birds.
Tim gets the last word here on this half hour. I'll keep this short and sweet. The only reason I hate the Eagles and get so aggravated with them is because I love them so much, and I want nothing but the best for them. That pretty much sums it up there.
There it is.
We got a half hour to go. You got plenty of time to get to the podium. Line on up at 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. To our YouTube audience, those watching on twitch.tv, we love you too. And those on the app, man, you carry us with us everywhere. It's the John Kincade Show. Half hour to go on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Listen up, football fans. I got the perfect way to make the playoffs even more exciting this weekend. A same-game parlay bet only available on FanDuel Sportsbook in partnership with Valley Forge Casino. A same-game parlay bet lets you combine multiple bets from a single game to win even bigger during the playoffs. You can combine the money line, the over-under, player props, all in one parlay. And FanDuel is letting you place a same-game parlay bet risk-free. All FanDuel customers can get up to $10 back on your bet if you don't win. The playoffs are the perfect time to give it a shot. I told you before, I like both of the Bays this weekend, Tampa Bay and Green Bay. Ride those veteran quarterbacks and get some money for yourself. If you haven't already, just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up to get started. And use my promo code Bob at sign up. That's promo code Bob at sign up. If you're a current customer, then you're all set. Go check out Same Game Parlays, only available on FanDuel Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older and present in New Jersey or Pennsylvania. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Max refund $10. Terms apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the John Kincade Show intervention of the Philadelphia Eagles on 97.5 The Fanatic.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution company. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience to help you. One easy call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries of wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Make today the beginning of your fresh start with the IRS. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation.
Call 800-279-8755. 800-279-8755. 800-279-8755.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
New Year's resolutions. We all make them. We all break them. That's why your small business needs more than resolutions. It needs solutions. And you can get them with Comcast Business. Whether you want to work more efficiently with fast, reliable internet and advanced Wi-Fi, make your business safer with powerful cybersecurity solutions, or stay productive with 24/7 support. We've got the solutions you need for your business to get there. So make this year's resolution better solutions. Bounce forward with Comcast Business. Get a powerful and reliable internet solution from Comcast Business starting at $69.99 a month for 24 months with a 3-year agreement. Plus, get free installation when you order online. And for a limited time, ask how to upgrade to get a $500 prepaid card. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com today to find out more. Prepaid card offer ends 1/24/21. Restrictions apply. Limited to new Comcast Business Internet and One Voice Mobility customers. Early termination fee applies. Equipment installation taxes and fees extra. Subject to change.
New year, new budgets. Every small business has unique needs, and when you partner with a Dell Technologies advisor, you get real-time tailored advice. They'll even give you a free consultation on your servers and storage devices to develop a custom solution to help improve your company's productivity. Plus, get special financing with Dell Business Credit and big savings on business computers with Intel Core processors. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
College football, it's the game you wake up early on Saturdays for, even though kickoff isn't until 7. The game where the Goodyear blimp becomes a Hall of Famer. The game that goes just beyond school, spirit, fandom, or love of the sport. It's the game where the comebacks happen. It's the game where anything can and will happen, as long as you have the drive. Because college football is the game that moves you. We get it because it moves us too. Goodyear, more driven.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Buonasera.
Buonasera. How can I make the most of waiting for my next big vacation?
Translate your questions into goals by investing with Merrill Edge Self-Directed. It's more accessible than you think, with helpful planning tools plus free online stock and ETF trades, so you can keep practicing your pronunciation. Merrill, a Bank of America company. Visit merrilledge.com/withinreach to get started today.
Investing involves risk. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fender & Smith Incorporated. Registered broker-dealer, members IPC. Other fees may apply. Investment products are not FDIC insured or not bank guaranteed and may lose value.
Our biggest storage event just got stronger. The Store More, Save More event going on now at the Home Depot. Get the exclusive 77-inch Husky welded I-beam steel shelving for just $179. It now holds up to 10,000 pounds. Plus, it's the only steel shelving with a full lifetime warranty. Find more Husky steel shelving online at HomeDepot.com. The Home Depot, how doers get more done. Limited time only. Event and dates vary by store. Claim based on 2,500 pounds per shelf when evenly distributed. See store for details.
When you have a chronic condition that requires infusions or injections, you have choices for your treatment. Hi, this is Anthony Gargano for Exeva Wellness Centers. Exeva's team of pharmacists, nurses, and care coordinators can manage your medical infusion therapy in their private infusion suites with massage chairs, snacks, a flat screen TV. Best of all, infusion suites are covered by insurance. Visit Exeva.com to connect with a patient care coordinator before your next infusion.
From shredding to printing, the UPS Store does every ing for small business. And this holiday, when the other guys are closing, we're doing another ing altogether, opening. So while we're busy notarizing and copying, consulting and mailboxing, packing and shipping, well, they're not really doing much of any ing. Opening this holiday, the UPS Store. Every ink for small business, all in one place.
The UPS Store.
The UPS Store franchise locations are independently owned and operated. Services, pricing, and hours may vary. See Center for details.
Stay safe in the new year with a new Face John. That's right. Philly's favorite mask has all new styles for the new year. Whether you're a fan of the local sports teams or general local flavor, get a John for your face at facejohn.com. And remember, every mask purchased is a mask donated to a local school. So help out your community, keep yourself safe, and represent your city, team, or style with a Face John. Visit facejohn.com and mask up, Philly.
Whether you rent or own, Geico makes it easy to bundle home and car insurance. Having a home is hard work, so get a quote at geico.com. Easy.
Now, back to the John Kincade Show intervention of the Philadelphia Eagles on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Welcome back. John Kincade Show, 97.5 The Fanatic. It's the Philadelphia Eagles intervention. And you've been great today. You really have. You've been great. Listeners to this radio program, this radio station, being a part of it. Getting involved at 610-632-0975. Sharing your thoughts. Letting your feelings be heard. Some of them more emotional than others. Some of them, a lot of them leaning on the consumer angle seems to be the one. And Bob, that's the one that I think has gotten Mr. Lurie's attention the most. When I can see it in his eyes. When he hears about the guys that, here's my season ticket numbers, here's my thing, because it creates a connection.
Yes.
Other than the gift cards that, Egan walks around with, does anyone have that kind of connection to something that they buy or something that, I mean, it's a big connection.
Oh, it's huge, and I think the people that have called in and talked to Jeffrey and to Howie have let it be known that they've forgotten. They feel that Jeffrey and Howie have forgotten that connection, and they're here to maybe get it back together. But I'll tell you what, I was talking to Jeffrey and Howie during the break. They look like they've been through about 7 rounds of a major fight.
Yes.
Yeah, this isn't easy on them.
They do.
It's tough.
It's not easy.
But you know what? They're going to stay till the end. So
This isn't easy. They're sticking around.
The changes that are necessary, I think, are easy. I think they're right there in front of his eyes.
Okay.
And it starts with Jeffrey recognizing that. Like, I always tell Bob, people love to overcomplicate sports.
I believe that.
Let's not make this real confusing.
Right?
Exactly.
Like, the answer's right there in front of you. Give somebody
You gotta
else the
open your
war room
heart.
that will trust the scouts that have done the work all year round. Start there, and then you got to figure out a way to fix Carson.
That's
and
why
it's not that bad.
I wanted to give them a little bit of advice, too, as long as Howie and Mr. Laurie are here at 610-632-0975. Like, I saw Darius Slay, like, calling out fans, saying these fans who never played a snap of football in their lives, having an opinion on players, it's crap, and all this kind of stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, Darius, have you ever commented on a politician? You've never been one.
Good point.
Have you ever criticized the local weatherman for blowing the weather forecast? You obviously aren't a meteorologist. Do you think do you have an opinion on cars? Do you have an opinion on financial matters? Because obviously you've never done that. So putting people into thinking that, well, if you didn't play in the NFL, you didn't take a snap in the NFL, you can't understand it, is absolutely absurd. And I don't think it speaks well to your customers, Jeffrey, is all I'm saying to you. I think there may be a little social media class for some of your employees may be in order.
That just reeks of disconnection, doesn't it?
Oh,
It just reeks of it. Oh, and something further, Darius, or Slay, as you like to be called. You can have your opinion on politicians or as you said, weathermen, whatever it may be, John, and you don't have to pay to go see them perform.
Correct.
Yeah, like our fans have to.
This portion of the John Kincade Show is brought to you by the Parks Casino Sportsbook app. You can go with the home team, download the app now, or go to parkscasino.com/PA. Now, here is one that speaks to something that we've got right here, is that, let me get that. I want to make sure I got it to say here is, Thomas. So I want to make sure I get it clear. Here's one problem that I've got with you guys today. He said, I've enjoyed the concept. It's an interesting show, and I have been cheating on 2 of my favorite morning shows to be a part of your show. So far, I'll paint myself interested, and I'll definitely be back Monday. But I feel that there's one thing that's missing today. You guys can joke all you want about Mr. Laurie and Mr. Roseman being there in the room with you. We all know that they're not. So the problem is you guys not letting them speak up for themselves. I'm going to stop his email right there, and I'm going to say the opportunity was given for the Philadelphia Eagles to represent themselves today. And that opportunity was ignored. That opportunity was ignored. So I just want you to know that. Now, I don't know how this plays in this town. This is my town. I grew up here. But I don't know how this plays in this town. But let me tell you this. You know what's really crappy business? Is when you don't engage. When you say, yeah, we don't need to talk to them, or we don't need to address this. This would have been a golden opportunity for the Philadelphia Eagles franchise to listen, because what has been overwhelming today is the positivity for the program, the positivity for what the Eagles do, for that product. And to ignore the opportunity to have anyone be involved in this process today, I'm going to take it as slightly a personal affront. But in 2021, I have promised one of my goals of the year is that I won't be offended as easily. So I'm not going to be offended. But when given an opportunity to engage with your customers, and by the way, your customers listen here, shop here, patronize our advertisers, and they patronize you too. So I will kindly say to the emailer, the Philadelphia Eagles were given every opportunity to be a part of today's intervention, to have a chance to say, speak their minds. And by the way, much like the callers, much like our guests that have stopped by, uninterrupted. When those opportunities are passed up, please don't blame me. And don't blame this radio program or this radio station. There you go.
There it is.
I just want to answer that. The opportunity was given.
We actually got a direct quote when we asked them if they wanted to comment, and we sent a few of them, and this is what we got back.
I'm not going to, so quit asking.
There you go. All right. JK sends in one. Now, JK, Janine.
This is not your burner account?
This is Janine.
Okay.
Janine sends in a very thoughtful letter. I've been a faithful apostle of the Eagles, proudly supporting and spreading the word of how deep a love and faith I have continued to have over this team over the past 50 years. Even at the hardest of times, I always believed, like 4th and 26, for example. So she's got some legacy here. My love began as a child and became entrenched as a 15-year-old whose job it was for 4 years to usher players' families to the luxury boxes during each home game at the Vet. When I finally saw my Super Bowl dream, realized it was something I never thought I would experience in my lifetime and a memory that will remain with me forever. Now let me get to the point. You made promises that the Lombardi Trophy was a continued event for the future, and that all we've seen is since then is a steady decline to power struggles internally, micromanagement of the coach and his staff, and you promised you wouldn't do these things. The decline in draft picks that have never made a Pro Bowl. Howie's not the answer. Bring in the right management to support the coach's vision, and do not let the QB or any other player dictate who the coach will be. It's important that the coach leads by the team, leads and has their respect, but the team also needs to reciprocate in that respect. If Carson's the answer moving forward, make him deliver. Stop tiptoeing around his ego. Hold him accountable for his lack of performance. This is a team sport, and everybody's accountable for their performance. But, sir, you are ultimately responsible for providing the city with a product the fans deserve. So stop letting Howie manipulate you into thinking that he knows what he's doing when clearly he does not, and put the right people in the right roles and have them stay in their lanes and not interfere with responsibilities outside their expertise. Sincerely, Janine. Janine just really nailed it right there. That's a kick. That was a kick to the beanbags.
Yeah, especially to Howie, yes.
And it's something whereby she's used to be an employee. Used to escort families to the luxury boxes.
At the Vet. That always makes me giggle that the Vet had luxury boxes.
Where? Yeah.
Well, they didn't smell that
that's
bad.
That's like saying I live in the good part. I live in the good part of blank, and don't insist.
No.
I live in the good section of that. Right? You live there? Yeah, I live in the good section.
Yeah,
that's good. So but it's there. Is that there's that connection, and what I love is we've had women today. We've had Janine. We've had Christy. We've had different age groups. We've had young guys. We've had older guys. We've had business owners. We've had different media members. We've had a lot of different voices. But it seems as if the message that we've been receiving seems pretty much uniform. Pretty much uniform.
You're not that far away. Don't forget what got you to where you were not too long ago. Fix it. Fans are behind you. Don't forget the fans. And as I said in my little dissertation, listen to the fans. Listen to them. We've heard it all morning, John, whether it's you reading an email, me reading an email, or whatever. They have a pretty good idea of what got you where you were 3 years ago. Somehow you've lost that feeling. You've lost that loving feeling, Howie and Jeff, and you need to get it back.
Well, counterpoint. I want them to listen to the fans when it comes to the draft. I don't want them to listen to the fans when it comes to the head coach.
Have they fallen out of love with their fan base?
Fallen out of love?
Yes, because they did. They loved the fan. I mean, they celebrated the Super Bowl with this city as well as any city. They were very connected.
I think they take this fan base for granted. They know that they know we're always going to be there. They know that it's a hollow statement when we say we're done. They know that in the 16th game of a bad season, we're still going to be watching. They know that we're going to be buying tickets. They know that we're going to be buying parking because there's only 16 games and the city bleeds green. And they know that in the end, that if we sit there and say, I'm not going to watch this team, we all know that that's a lie. So they take us for granted.
I know this. I've many times described myself as bah, bah, because I'm one of the sheep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of the sheep that Rob Manfred knows, John Middleton knows.
Mm-hmm.
I'm buying tickets. Jeffrey Lurie knows. He knows I'm buying tickets. There the NBA has to work harder for my dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Hockey has been sort of absent from my spending, but I am one of those sheep that they count on. So what's funny is I want to hold people accountable and talk all tough and say, come on. But they know that I'm not walking away.
Well, Pat makes a great point. For every season ticket holder that we had tell us today where their seats and stuff are and maybe say, I'm done with this, Howie and Jeffrey know plain well. Oh, okay. Well, there's like 300,000 waiting for you to give up your ticket.
Yeah,
correct. And they'll be there.
And that's where part of the arrogance comes from.
Exactly.
I mean, they know. I've been on the season ticket waiting list. I don't think I would buy them at this point, but I've been on it for a while. And that's where, they do appreciate us, but they also look down on us from the ivory tower.
Give the nanny one afternoon off and buy the tickets.
Yeah, seriously.
Seriously, buy the tickets.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I would love to make that investment, I think.
Oh, I've been on the list for a while, too, and I'd fork over the credit card.
Well, I can tell you now, I enjoy very much more, and we'll find this during the course of the year, we will run into, and I think you guys seem like the same people, I will go to some Eagle games and I will go sit in the press box, but I will always work the stands, work a parking lot beforehand. I just always believe it's fun meeting the people who listen to your show.
Definitely.
Because that's what we're trying to bring today. And obviously, Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman weren't sitting on the couch. But the idea that I love meeting the people who consume the show. And a lot of times, you get positive and you get negative.
Sure.
Someone will tell you they love the show and they will tell you what they hate about the show. You get that?
Sure.
Yeah, we can't contradict ourselves. We love the people that call here and tell the Eagles that their pants are too tight and they look fat. Well, if we're going to ask you to do it to the teams, we have to take it when you say it to us too. No question.
And you have to make sure of that. And so we are going to be, and honestly, you talked about it earlier, Bob. We've talked about it so many times, the recurring theme. We are going to be out and about amongst you. As soon as the veil is lifted, that we are allowed to really go and do those kind of interaction things, we all in this team of this radio program are embracing it. We embrace it.
Yeah.
We embrace it.
Can't wait.
And we want to meet you. And we want to hang out.
Absolutely.
Hey, Martin Law, the law firm for injured workers. Visit paworkinjury.com so you can be there. I love that they have their little sounder there. That's a nice little thing to add to it. 610-632-0975. The overwhelming takeaway from today, Jamie Lynch, for you, hearing from everybody, because this was sort of a very passive show for us.
Mm-hmm.
We usually dictate the content.
Sure.
And today, very out of control, we allowed the listeners to have their say and guests to have their say and everything, and we didn't interact with them. We didn't cut them off and everything. What is your overwhelming takeaway?
That it's an unconditional love people have for the team. And like any family member you see going down a bad path, you want to step in and try and correct that. Be there to help them and let them know they're not alone. And we're all concerned for the Eagles as consumers, as people that love this team, us here, people listening, the season ticket holders. This has been a disaster the last year and a half, from the leaks to the draft picks to the Jalen Hurts, Carson Wentz thing to, seemingly coaches and front offices clashing. It needs to be corrected, and it needs to be corrected now, because right now you're facing probably one of the more important crossroads you've been at in your 26 years of owning the team, Mr. Lurie. And I have faith you can get it right. And I think a lot of people do also. But you got to get it right, and you got to get it right now.
Pat Stevens sends me an email, and Stevens says, John, you are missing something extremely obvious in some of the great points that people have been making today. It's not that you're pointing out that there is the love for the Eagles franchise. He said, if you guys were to do something like this later regarding the Phillies, the Sixers, or the Flyers, nobody would be calling up and leading off with the point of, I hate the team for this, but I love them. The love the Eagles franchise has is different than any other team in town. And he said, and after your absence, you will see that has become even more. We wouldn't hear the love of the Phillies the way we hear the love of the Eagles, because he believes they've squandered that. The Eagles have that love, have that feeling.
1,000%. I mean, look, Flyers are always going to have their diehard fan base.
Sure.
And they're probably, honestly, the closest thing to the Eagles in terms of no matter what, they're going to be there. But in terms of both the Phillies and the Sixers a little bit, it's like when they're bad, there's apathy. Not with everybody, but
there's apathy.
There's apathy, especially with the Phillies because it's such a long season. I was down at the ballpark. I had season tickets when the team was really good. That was the place to be. And in 2015, it was not. It was a ghost town, and there's a reason for that. But with the Eagles, it's the love of this city with that football team. It's something special.
My mom, 2 weeks before she passed, and she was terminally diagnosed. She knew her time on earth was heading to an end. I think it was 2 weeks, or maybe it was 3 Sundays before she passed. She was wearing her Eagles, making sure she had her Eagles shirt for Sunday to put on her Eagles shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And it was an Eagles Super Bowl champions shirt. She wanted to have her Eagles shirt on. And she also proceeded to tell me, well, that was a damn waste of my time. When I called, how'd you like to get, well, that was a damn waste of my time. It was terrible. I mean, it's like, it's generational. In my household, it was go to church at St. Annie's, head over to Broomall Cold Cuts or Joe's, pick up what we were going to have for food. I had to make sure the night before that I had placed beer out of the beer cases into the beer fridge down in the cellar.
Okay.
And so there was a routine.
Sure.
And that was Sundays in our house. It's generational.
It is.
Generational.
It's no question. And you know, John, the fun thing was when I was talking to a buddy yesterday about what we were going to do today, and I said, it's going to be an Eagles intervention. And he laughed and said, oh, you mean a bloodbath? And I said,
I didn't think it was today.
So,
right?
and I
Right?
said, oh, could be. You know, I laughed it off. Could be. But we get done today, and it absolutely was not that. And you know what? I as I was going through the show, and we had Kevin Nagandi on to pretty much close it up, I wish the national media could have heard what today was about and to see into the eyes of Eagles fans truly, instead of, oh, there's these, you know, guys at the Santa Claus and all that crap, to see like, no, this is a very smart, very in love group of fans that even though things are really, really bad, all they're looking for is, hey, I love you, but.
And it was measured today.
It was.
And the thing
Everybody
is,
but Quaz.
And the thing is, no, but Quaz, though, there's no way that the Eagles organization could hear him and say, he's not one of our consumers, he's not one of our customers, and he is not highly impassioned.
Oh, he brought
tons
of passion.
He brought fire and the passion and everything like that. And honestly, that's what, as we launch this radio show, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for, my dream would be 2, 5, 10 years down the road, that people have that kind of passion about the product, that they call us out the days that they're pissed, that they praise us the days that it's great, that they care enough, though, that they want to participate in a process like that.
Yeah, I mean, you care most, or you're most passionate about what you care about. And if people take a stake in us in that way,
yeah,
sure, throw eggs at me. Come throw tomatoes at me if I suck. I don't care. I can take it.
We can set that up.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a long line. Yeah.
We had a caller. We had a show Dunk Tank once.
Oh,
where people could come and dunk their favorite host. And Jim Herrick, who was the basketball coach at the University of Georgia, came by and said, "I'm gonna lay one right on you here, Ken." And he said, "Ken,
who's Ken? You?
Kincade."
Oh, jeez.
Jim Herrick thought my name was Kincade. He thought my name was Ken. So then
adorable.
It became the running joke for years that people would call and go, Buck, Ken, nice to talk to you.
How you doing,
so
Ken?
So is that Ken? So it's nice to talk to you. We love, too, the amount of people. We've been watching you. You see, we watch you, you watch us. You watch us on twitch.tv. You watch us on YouTube. And we've been noticing. We're paying attention. You guys are getting engaged. You guys are being a part of the show. You guys are sending in your comments. And we're going to get better about being able to respond to your comments along the way, too, for those of you who can't pick up the phone. But what really gets me excited is all of you who are doing what I'm waving in the YouTube and the Twitch view right now, who are carrying their devices and being able to take that 97.5 The Fanatic app and being able to lean on that thing, play it through your Bluetooth in your car, listen to the shows all day long. And we're talking about our show and then rolling into Cuz Radio and Mikey Miss It's being a part of this family all day long that we've created here. And there's Flyers hockey tonight here, too, on the station, too.
Can't wait.
Flyers trying to go 2-0 against the Penguins.
I like these back-to-back.
Around naked.
Now, Bob gets the reference. You don't.
No, I have no idea what you're doing. Are you okay?
From Batman.
That was the Batman TV series.
Yeah.
That was Burgess Meredith.
Gotcha.
Who, by the way, nerd trivia, Burgess Meredith made that sound to clear his throat.
And they liked
because he
it?
did not smoke. And the Penguins smoked.
Always had a,
with one of those long cigarette holders. The smoke caused him to choke because he was not a smoker. And so he would clear his throat. So
that's good
the
Batman
reasoning.
trivia
That's
by
the
you.
reasoning.
No one cares.
I'm sorry. I hope you care today. Do you care enough to be with us on Monday? Have we made enough of an impact in your lives that you're going to make an appointment to be with us on Monday? And all you have to do is set an appointment with Alexa or just make sure that you're back here with the show. We hope you're going to have a great weekend. Hope the Fly Boys are going to have some wins. Sixers going to keep rolling. And let's get some excitement going in this town. And we get ready for the AFC and NFC championship games next week, too. And I have a feeling next week, could we have a coaching hire? Certainly.
I think we'll have one by the time we get in next week, yes.
We might have one by Monday. This would be awesome. That's why you have to make your appointment to be with us, the John Kincade Show. So, for Pat Egan, the coach Eric Camille, plus Jamie Lynch, and of course Bob Cooney, have a great weekend, everybody. Be safe out there. Be back with us Monday on the John Kincade Show.
This is the John Kincade Show intervention of the Philadelphia Eagles on 97.5